like we have any. Okay, I think we're live.
We're live.
Let me just test
We'll
on
test it.
the channel because,
We'll know if bot shows up. That we're
that's
live.
true. Well, I need to go to comments. Okay, hold on. Let me go ahead and make sure that it's okay. It looks like it's live. Yeah,
We're on the internet.
we're live. We're live. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a lock.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm so ratchet right now.
It took us an hour to figure out how to do this.
Yeah, that was, oh man.
I'm psyched to take you to the table. Oh, you got it first person.
Hello, Celtic.
You
So
beat
today
bot.
we're going to be talking about Miss Tay Tay.
Yeah.
In her Midnights album, or as I call it, Midnight Hypo, because I swear this is her hypothyroid album, Beyond.
But first of all, welcome to the mainstream.
Yes, welcome to the mainstream. This is something that me and Lisa are starting. We're going to start our little show here. This is just for fun. We just talk about random stuff that we care about and whatever, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And we both love Taylor, and I love to hate her too. So
It's a love-hate relationship.
Yes. But no, I just like to shade Taylor, but I do love her in the end. So today we're going to go ahead and talk about her album. I got a lot of requests from you guys to actually talk about her album when it came out, but it was so weird and different, and it like hit me weirdly that I had a lot of weird feelings about it at the time, and I needed to give it time.
I remember because you're like, I'm only going to download 4 songs on this album. I only like 4 songs.
I was
and you're like, then 6 songs.
I know, because the genre of it was just so odd, and I just, oh gosh, it was bothering me at the time. But it grew on me. I got my real opinions on it and that whole shebang. So I just, I figured that this is the best way to do it anyways, because when I tried to make a video and edit it, it was just way too long and way too horrible. But I think this way is better because we can talk back and forth.
Yes.
But yes, go ahead and introduce yourself, Miss Lisa.
So I'm Lisa King. I have my own channel. It's in the sub box here where I talk about health and weight loss and other girly things. And yeah, so if you like, but we like it. I'm here to represent Taylor too. So I got my 1989 seagull necklace. You can see that. I have my cardigan on and I have my red ring. Alex will shade. I'm here to stand.
I have my red scarf because loving him was red, but I have my maroon hat because loving me was maroon. And hello, bot.
Hi, bot.
And we've got all going on, but we're going to dish on Tay. I'm going to share it to Mysterious as well, because I know he was interested in my take, just in case he's around.
Also, I have a really annoying runny nose.
You can hear me
sniffing. Yes.
No. It's not Cove, is it?
It's not cute, is what it is.
Okay. Okay, so let me see. So we do have our little thing set up here. So I guess we can go ahead and dive in. So what were your first, what was your thoughts on the album in general? So if we're going to talk, we're going to do first impression and then full picture. But what was your first impression?
Well, it was definitely more subdued than I was expecting. Because, on her pop album, she usually has those big bombastic hits. And I just kept waiting to get to a blank space or even a me. And we just never got to it. But it was more cohesive, like a Reputation album, where everything just fit together, but there was no huge, even Rep had its, look like to maybe do stand out, right?
Yeah.
Where you're taken aback. But this one just felt like a whole, it was a whole album together. And I was kind of shocked that there was no big standouts. Even Antihero, it's a very subdued song. Doesn't mean it's bad, it's just subdued. And I didn't know what to think of it at first. I was kind of like, this is a weird deep voice she's using in a lot of songs. The hypo voice.
Yeah.
That was basically it.
So for me, I was really, I was kind of taken aback, honestly. Like I really did like Antihero. I thought it was good in terms of just that song. I do think
Mhm.
it is probably the most single worthy of it. I do agree with her other single choice of Bejeweled, though. I do think that that one is also good for a
Mhm.
single.
Hi,
But
John.
hello, John.
Yeah.
But overall, it was very like I don't know. It was just weird, that techno vibe.
Mhm.
It was slow and like I was okay with it, but I
Mhm.
also was not because
It was,
there's a
yeah.
lot of
It was very Jack Antonoff-y. You know, he has that very particular sound, and it's like you hear a Jack Antonoff sound, you're like, oh, that's it. But I was thinking about this. Remember the night because we both waited until we got off of work to listen to the
Mhm.
album together, like nerds. And do you remember I had stomach flu that night?
Yes, and then
Yes.
I had like a massive migraine and I got really
Yeah.
sick because
I
of
wonder if
everything
us being
energy.
horrifically ill, because I was like, between us, like, remember, I'm trying to remember this. So we listened to the album, and then we were gonna call afterwards to discuss it. And between listening to the album and then the call that we did, I threw up like 10 times.
And I got like a massive migraine
Yes,
and I
and we
almost
blamed it
was
on Taylor. We said it was her fault.
yes, I think she, she's super new age in this album and she probably cast a spell in it and
Mhm.
probably
Oh
made
yeah,
us sick. She probably used it to vampirically suck out
yes.
our soul and energy when
Speaking
we
of new
heard it.
age, I got my karmic earrings on, the chakra and the lotus
Oh
flowers.
my gosh.
So just in honor of Taylor.
Oh my gosh. No, but I mean, I think that that was really, that was the vibe I got. It was kind of, like, I think she kind of took like all of her worst qualities and she just like threw them at you, like in your face. And not in
Yes.
like a good like reputation way where it's like, I feel like that album is really, really her. This is like all the worst parts of her and with like
Mm,
none of the good. That's how I
yeah.
feel. But she put in Midnights. She's like, oh, these are all the parts that, Gen Z probably likes, but anybody else and any long-term fan probably doesn't like, but I don't even care anymore. So the way that I felt when it came out was this was like her fuck it album. I'm just throwing it out to make some money and I don't give a fuck. That was basically what I thought. And I was kind of disgusted, honestly. Like I didn't like sorry, I know that's harsh, but
It's funny.
that was literally my first impression. It was like, ew, like these are all her worst traits. And I do think they're genuine. Like I do feel like it's a genuine album, but I just feel like it's like Taylor through an extremely cynical, negative lens. So it's
Mhm.
probably like her own self-loathing really throughout the
Yeah.
album.
That's a good point. It's not because like Reputation was definitely her embracing her dark side. We always talk about how we love Evil Taylor, but
Mhm.
like an anti-hero, but it's like Midnight isn't not embracing her dark side, but embracing her toxic side.
Yeah, or like her cringe side, like
Yeah.
just the side that is very um lame, honestly. Like I don't know how to say it, but just like the really lame parts of her. That was the impression I got, just because
Mhm.
it was so like Antihero, I ended up really loving that song. Like I do love
Yeah.
it, but there I do typically have like I have to adjust when she puts out a new album. Like when I first heard Welcome to New York, I cringed so hard I almost died
Oh my
because
god.
it was just so but then within like a few months, it was like one of my favorite songs ever. And like I cried when she played at concert. So sometimes
Oh.
like she changes drastically, which she always says, like, I have to change because I'm a woman and blah blah. I think that's just her. She likes to change. Has nothing to do with being a woman.
Yeah.
But she changes a lot. So for me, I'm a very fixed sign, I'm a very fixed person. So it was such a clash from like Folklore and Evermore,
Mhm.
which I loved, especially Folklore. Folklore is oof.
I'm wearing the
Folklore I love.
cardigan. I get it.
Yes,
It's the
yeah.
folklore cardigan.
Folklore I loved immediately. It was just beautiful and wonderful, and it was like everything. It was so good. It was so much better than Lover.
Well, I
But like,
remember, yeah, for sure. Like, I agree, and Folklore was the album I was waiting for. Like, it was the album I
yes.
was hoping Lover would be, and I thought we might get a little bit of that when I heard the song Lover, but obviously not when I heard the first two singles. But I remember telling like my friend at the time that I just wanted red, but folksy. I wanted red, but alternative. And
Yeah.
that was exactly what we got with Folklore. And I was shocked that she gave me everything that I ever wanted listening to the whole album. Which is, that's so rare when it comes to an artist. Because it wasn't just me, a whole bunch of Taylor fans were saying they wanted Red version 2, but like more of that readiness, like All Too Wellish.
No, it was beautiful. And I felt like, I actually do like the Archer on Lover. And apparently everybody fucking hates the Archer. I was disgusted to see that because I love that song. And that is very Jack Antonoff-y, but it has such a strong lyrical quality to it. And it hits a chord so well that, and I also relate to it personally, so that may also be part of it, but it's very good. Like, I like it when the lyrics are strong and it's more complex. Like Midnights, I feel like certain songs, like I said, it's really, she's taking the worst parts of herself and just like throwing it out there, and then without any of the good. Because like Reputation, she had a lot of good qualities on that album. Like, I do feel like Reputation is probably her most true to herself album she ever made to this day. And I think that she was horrified when it didn't get a Grammy. So she's like, let me just be fake again. So then she did Folklore because she struggles, with being real. So, because she just wants to be liked, honestly. That's, she literally admits that in Mastermind, which we'll get to, but she wants to be liked. Yeah. But I like the real her. I like Reputation. She's I don't like it when she tries to act like she's dumb or she tries to act like she's not calculated, which she's extremely calculating, or that
she's offended by that. She's like, men are called strategic and women are called calculating. I'm like, well, they're two different words. They have different meanings.
Yes.
And it's like,
she is calculating legitimately.
Yeah. Well, it's good. I think we have to understand the two differences between words. And this is my impression of those. So when they're calling things strategic's a very external type of word. It's about applying to things. When somebody is calculating, it's typically applying to people as well as things, right? So, and it's more interpersonal, in my opinion. And I feel like that's why people often apply it to women, because women are more interpersonal and are more people oriented in general.
Yeah, I also think strategic means in the moment. So it's usually like you're reacting to something that's happening currently. But calculating to me is you sit down and calculate it a year or 2 or 3 in advance, which she does. She's calculating. Everything is done far in advance with her. And nothing, even when she had the scandal with Kanye and Kim, she had a notepad reaction already planned out. She already planned out what she was going to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like but I do feel like in Reputation, even though she's so inconsistent where she lies a lot, I'm just gonna be honest, she lies a lot to like media and to public face, but I do think she's more real in her writing in certain cases. And particularly, I do think 1989 was real, and I do think Reputation was real. Lover is faker. I think that whole album, a lot of it is fake, but there are real ones. Like, I do think Afterglow is real. I do think, I think Lover's real too.
Yeah.
But then
Red's a real album for sure, because it's all about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, I do think though she kind of Red, I don't think is as real because she goes more like, we talk about Enneagram a lot. Red, she really embraced her Enneagram 4. Which that's very much a part of her, but there is this whole like there is this whole 3, she is a 3, which is the business side, the savvy, the image, all these different things, the practical side, the hardworking side. And I feel like that was so well exemplified in, the fusion was kind of 1989, and then the 3 side was Reputation, which I love that album.
And just look at that. She's a 3-wing 4 on Enneagram. That's how we've diagnosed
Red is
just
like the
me.
4 side. Yeah, yes, that's true. So Red, like, I feel like she really embraced the 4 side, which looks like you're sad, you're romantic. It's that tragic romance type of vibe, which I love. Obviously, I am a 4 myself. I loved it. I love Begin Again. And, sad, beautiful, tragic. Love that song. but it was more, I do think there was still a performative aspect to Red.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like Reputation had everything and it was her. And then
Mhm.
Lover, I don't like the I forgot you existed. That is so fake. She never forgets anything. She never lets anything go.
No, she doesn't. Should we move on to the individual songs on the album?
Sure. So I guess my views, let me just say how my views evolved, I guess,
Yeah,
and
of
where
course,
I'm
of
at
course.
today. So as far as today, I'm very much, I feel like it's similar to Lover. So it's like there's a lot of songs I don't like that much. Like It's Nice to Have a Friend, not even on my phone, out of here, So I feel that way about certain songs, which we'll get to, where I'm just not into it. But a lot of them I do like a lot. Same with
Mhm.
Lover. Like there's a lot of songs I really do like. So it's not a 1989. It's not a Reputation. It's not like one of her best things. It's not a Folklore, certainly, by any stretch of the imagination. But it's kind of like an Evermore where it's like there's some that are kind of skippable,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
it's not bad. So I came to a conclusion where I'm like, okay, I get it. It's a mood. It's a mood album. It's specific. It's niche in that sense, and I can understand it at least. So I do say I like it.
Yeah. And I would say for me, I think I liked it a little bit more than you from the beginning. And but for me, it's like I get to Labyrinth and then I skip until I get to because I have a I skip until I get it to Bigger Than the Whole Sky.
Yeah.
And that's yeah.
Love that. Yeah. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the individual songs.
Okay, yeah. So first we're going to start with was it Lesbian Haze?
Yes. So the first song on the album is Lavender Haze, which I heard it and I was cringing. I was cringing so hard when I first heard it. It killed me. I was so grossed out by the lyrics because to me, it should have been called like, I don't want to grow up Haze. It was super cringy. I was just like, girl, like, if you don't want to get married, then don't get married. Like, don't write a whole song about how you're not getting married. Like, it was so annoying. Or at least write about the reasons why you're not getting married. Like, she didn't. She just like, the media just asked me why I'm getting married. If I'm getting married and I don't want to. And, if they're expecting that of me, that's just 1950 shit. And it's like, girl, bye. Like, I can't. I can never take that song seriously. I like it because I like to sing it as Lesbian Haze because I think it's hilarious and it works perfectly. And I do this a lot with Taylor songs where I will just change a random word to lesbian and it's just perfect. So it worked really, really well.
Yeah. Well, I personally like the song, although of course that one lyric does make me cringe. But I love the music.
The sound is great. Yes.
Yeah.
The music is great. The sound
yeah.
is great. I cannot take away from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's catchy. I do listen to it. It's not really a skippable one all the time, but it's definitely, the music is really good on that one for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And so we're going to do a rating system for each song where we're going to rate each song out of 10. And Alex and I both give 5 points to allocate out of that 10. And so let's go ahead and rate this one. I gave it a 4. What would you give it?
I'm going to give it a 3.
A 3. So it's a 7 out of 10.
Okay. So that's what we're rating it.
Yes, 7 out of 10.
Let me see here. Yes. So one of the questions that we had about it is, who do you think is wanting the 1950 shit from Taylor? I think she's talking about the media, but it's like, I don't know if the media really cares. I don't know if she cares.
I think she's making it up in her head. I think, people ask about this because it's in our culture. Like, people get married if they've dated for a certain amount of years. It's just what 99% of people do. And if you're that 1% who's not doing it, I don't think you can be offended that people are asking you about it.
Right. And I think she thinks of it as like a sexist thing, but it's not. Like, most women do want to get married. That doesn't mean that you have to, but she could have made a statement and just said, I don't want to get married. I personally think she doesn't want to because of the financial aspect. I don't think she wants to risk her income. I don't think she wants, it's similar to a lot of Red Pill, actually, which is ironic, but I don't think that she wants to risk having to give half of her money to a man. That's what I honestly think it is.
And I don't blame her for that. And, and there's only so much that like prenups can do. And doesn't really like matter today. Honestly, but I do think her excuse of like it's only a woman thing, though she always says that. Like, no, people ask men all the time too when they're getting married.
Right. Yes, they do. Let me see.
Next song.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and go to the next one. So the next one is Maroon, which I mean I'm wearing the color. Maroon. Wow. So this song, pretty much for me, honestly, from first listen, I was blown away. This was like what I wanted. To me, this was a very I think it probably is an echo of Red. Probably. She's probably singing about, I don't know, somebody from the Red era. I don't know what she did. What do you think she's singing about?
Let's see. Well, she's singing about, I'm trying to think about the lyrics, like the part where she's like, how did we end up on the floor? It's your roommate, Screw Top Rosé. Like, who did she date that had really cheap wine?
I don't know, but I do wonder too, like, it's in New York, so it's in her New York era, so it's got to be like 2012 to 2014 time, like, I think, or whatever. I don't know when exactly she moved there, but I feel like it's got to be, I don't know.
It's Karlie Kloss.
Who?
It's Karlie Kloss.
Yeah. I think it might be a girl. Honestly, just because she says, like, the lips I used to call home, and, like, whose lips are maroon? Like, what guy has maroon lips? Like, I feel like a girl wears lipstick. You know? It's not like Taylor's ever dated a guy that is, wearing makeup all the time. So, I think it could be about a woman.
It does feel like kind of a follow-up to Cordelia Street.
It does a little bit, and it also feels, to me, thematically and vibe-wise, it's an echo of Wildest Dreams too, which I love that song so much, and it had that similar vibe. It's like if you were to combine Red and Wildest Dreams into one song, that is Maroon. And it's very beautiful because it's the colors and everything, and it's that dreaminess, that sadness, it didn't work out, and it does give a lot of speculation. I really loved it. The writing is really good as well, and I was obsessed with it. I literally am just coming down over that song, and it's been like months since it came out. So.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that means you're gonna give it.
It's a 5 for me, obviously. But what did you think of it?
I mean, I like it. I definitely, I don't skip it. It's not my favorite song on the album, but I do like the lyrical quality. I do like the music. I gave it a 3.5, which is good. That's still like higher than the middle. Yeah. So that comes. Yeah. Let's bring it to a total of an 8.5.
Yes. So I think it's, like I said, I just was blown away by it. I wish that she would have had a whole album like that, honestly, because it has more energy to it. It's really slow. Like all the other songs are also kind of slow and dead, which I get that that's the point of the album, but I don't really, I like that it has some momentum to it. There's some passion. There's your heartbeat. Like I said, it has kind of that Wildest Dreams vibe. So anyways, loved it.
Caleb has a criticism of our stream. He says we're not being mean enough.
I've been pretty mean. You missed it.
I think he has been.
The intro. But I would say that as far as Maroon, let me think. I'm just trying to think of my final thoughts on Maroon. I think it was all really good. It's just, I wish there was more of that on the album, honestly. And I like that. I like the feeling it brings. I was on my way to not being a Swiftie anymore, but she brought me back with Maroon. I was on the way to like completely write off Midnights, but Maroon brought me back. So I do think she wrote it for someone like me to not lose me, and it worked.
Well, because I remember like leading up to the album, you're like, I don't think I'm gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. Ugh. Like you're so dramatic.
About it. I just had a bad feeling, which it was proven mostly true, but she still kind of got me because with Maroon, it was the gateway, and then I started to like other ones. Yeah. And then now I do like most of them. So she got me. I still have an ornament on my tree. She still won.
Hilarious. I didn't buy any ornaments because I was so sad about not getting Taylor Swift tickets that I was just like, I can't buy any more Taylor Swift stuff. I'm just too sad. And then I got tickets and I immediately regretted not buying those ornaments.
Well, you should have.
I
Because
know.
I love
I should've.
mine. Okay. So moving on to good old Antihero, which go I want you to
Features
introduce
Evil
this.
Taylor, who is our favorite Taylor.
Evil Taylor is her Enneagram 4 side for sure.
Yeah.
That's her 4. Love it.
I do really love the song, and I would say out of all of her videos that have like an interlude, where they actually have a little skit, this one had the best one
Yes.
out of all the ones I've seen in her videos. I'm not sure. There's this one, Bejeweled. Like, what are the other ones that she has? I guess the end of Look What You Made Me Do. Yeah.
Look What You Made Me Do had it, which
Yeah.
it was okay. It was funny at the time.
Yeah.
The Me one cringed me out. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah. It was okay. I mean, it was funny that they were screaming at each other in French, but then the song started and it was like, oh God, the skit was better than the song.
By the way, I am gonna try to get that suit, that lesbian suit, because I'm going to a wedding. So I'm gonna try to get yellow and then a pink tie. So it's in
That'd
spring.
be awesome.
I hope I can get that lesbian suit. I'm gonna try. No,
lesbian power suit.
Yeah, my power woman suit. No, but yeah, this song, I do really like it. I do want to say I like the lyrics of it. I think she finally admits some things, but people don't want to hear it. They literally hear the song and they don't believe she has flaws still. So it must be weird to be her. It must be.
Yeah. And it's funny because even in the interviews about the song where she was like, I'm going over insecurities, and she kind of like then made fun of herself for having insecurities because she's like, oh, poor me, I'm like rich and famous.
Yeah.
Right. And so she even acknowledges that. She's like, yeah, I'm whining on my songs when I have it so good. And then her own fans just don't even like, look, she's being honest here.
They gaslight themselves.
Yeah. They don't see her.
They're like, she's perfect. She's amazing. And I'm like, no, she's admitting some fault. Like, and I see it. Like, I see how she acts. I see the lyrics. They line up and it makes sense. And I don't even hate her for it. Like, I do love Evil Taylor. I do in the video. She's everything to me. I watched that scene with the scale. And when she's shoving her off the bed all the time, I love that. It's like my favorite thing ever. Like,
I love the bed shove. That one's so great because they're so happy, and then she's just like, ha ha. But yeah, that I love it because it's like I said, it's so honest and it's so self-aware. And I think we were starting to wonder if Taylor Swift was self-aware, or if she was trapped in this like weird narcissistic loop. And it's like, oh, okay, well, it seems like she does know what the hell is wrong with her.
Which I do like that she does say my covert narcissism, blah, blah, blah. Like, I like that she admits that she has those tendencies because it's kind of obvious. But I also think that I still think that there's more to her than that. I think that it's still strategic. I still think it's calculated. I think she's only showing what she wants to because she feels like it will endear people to her more, especially Gen Z, which I do feel like it worked. I think that song was really for Gen Z because they're super into mental diagnoses and millennials hating themselves. That's their favorite thing.
Oh my God.
So I think she kind of did it out of market demand still.
So you brought up the scale drama. We were lucky enough to see that music video prior to the edit.
Look, I actually thought it was hilarious. I don't think she should have changed it.
Yes.
I will say that. I do think it was fat phobic. I do think she is. But, everybody has their thing, you know?
Well, I think she's the literal definition of the word fat phobic. She's afraid of fat. I don't think she hates fat people. Like, people like use those terms interchangeably, like hate fat people versus afraid of fat. I think she's like literally afraid of being fat.
I think she used to be not like hating fat people, but I do think that she used to be straight up fat phobic. I do think she probably has calmed down, but I do think she was fat phobic in like 2014 with her squad and all that.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't know.
But I don't think she would have hung out with a fat person. The only fat person she hung out with was Lena Dunham, which I don't know. I don't think they're friends.
She doesn't hang out with her anymore. She's only gotten bigger since then.
She dropped her though. Maybe she
Yeah.
gained too much weight, so she's like, "Bye, girl," and she
Well, I
chose
think honestly,
Jack.
I know that's really mean, but like I think the real reason why she dropped Lena Dunham is because is because she chose Jack Antonoff over
Which is
Lena.
super toxic and kind of
Yeah.
fucked up.
That's not like, defending women, whatever. But I understand
Yeah.
because I'm sorry, Jack Antonoff is way more talented than Lena Dunham.
I know, but that's so fucked up. And especially for Miss Feminist, like, I don't know. I would be really salty. Like, if I had a girlfriend and she chose my boyfriend over me, I would be so angry at her.
I actually
I
did
would
that
think
once,
she's
though.
shady as fuck.
I've done it before.
You've done it?
Yeah, because like I was friends with the girl and then I met the guy through the girl and then she cheated on the guy. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
well, you're the cheater. So I'm going to be friends with him and you're the bad one. So
Dang,
Yeah.
savage, Lisa.
well, yeah, I have, strict morals. I can mean. But but we should also mention like we're both fat. So the fact that the fat scale thing didn't offend us, but offended a whole bunch of other people is that's what's funny to me.
Yeah, I do think it's funny. I mean, to me, it was just, I don't know. I think what was even funnier was that I got in the hot water on my channel just because it's like I have a right to say something about it, which I
Mhm.
was even shading fat acceptance people because I'm like, how can you expect her to be fat acceptance? Like, she's not. I think
Mhm.
she accepts it in her mom, and that's about it. She
Yeah.
doesn't really, I think if you're her age or younger, she expects you to be a certain level. I just think so. But she's very into her status and clout and all these things. Like, I get it, but it's also like, are you really that like I don't think people can see her for what she is. It's like she's not this evil, horrible person. Oh, look at
I'm
that.
sorry. I just realized I was like, what? Why is there a black bar around the screen? Oh, this is better.
I don't think that she's this evil, horrible person, but I
Mhm.
also don't think she's a sweet, innocent angel. She's neither one. So I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was stupid, but I
Yeah.
still get hate. Like that one comment where someone's like, I hope you never have a happy moment in your life. How dare you come after somebody that has an ED, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I have an ED too, or I did. I don't really have it anymore, but I did. So I don't get opinion with Gen Z makes no sense. No,
No.
well, I don't know, just pure offense. I don't
Well,
even
I
care.
also think even though we're both like really, really big Taylor fans, we're also reasonable. There's so many just highly unreasonable people who are just like, I would die for Taylor. I'm like,
No. No, I mean, I'm critical of things that I like.
yeah.
I guess that's not common in today's culture, but it's like if I don't like something, I probably won't criticize it because I won't watch it or I won't engage.
Yeah.
Like if I'm so engaged in Taylor and her music and all this stuff, like that's why I'm criticizing it because I actually am watching it and listening to it. But
Yeah. John and Caleb are offended.
well, you should be. I'm just kidding. So what do you rate Antihero?
I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 because I liked it a lot.
I think I might give it the same, actually.
Okay, so she gets a 9 out of 10. That's her highest rated
Mhm.
song so far. And it's good. There's a reason why it's a single. Taylor historically is terrible at picking singles, and she made the right choice this time around.
Yes, she did. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Okay, and I forgot what the next one is. Oh,
Snow on the beach.
Okay, this one, I do like Lana, but Lana is low energy, hypothyroid Lana. Like she's also hypo. She is super, super low energy. Her songs are so slow that they make me fall asleep. I love Lana's first album the most, but she is slow. And once you've heard one Lana album, you've heard them all. I'm sorry, I'm just putting that out there. Taylor goes, oh, as a woman, you have to change. Lana never changes. She's the same every single song, every single album, and she's super popular. So she totally disproves Taylor's point. But anyways, I do think it's good. I like the crossover. I really love Lana's writing, and I really love hearing Taylor sing Lana's lyrics. I think that was so interesting to hear
I
because
did love the lyrics on this song.
yeah, well,
Like, I
because
love
Lana's an
them.
amazing writer, and it was just so different to hear Taylor sing something like that because Taylor is just not. Lana's like she's an Enneagram 5. So she's a 5 wing 4. So she's more intellectual. She's more like she does her own thing. She's more original. She's into weird sciencey BS. Like I remember one time someone asked Lana in an interview what she thought about feminism. And she was like, it's honestly boring. That's what she said. She's like, it's boring. Like I'd rather talk about Tesla or something. Like she wanted to talk about like the space and all this crap. Like
Well, she's not wrong.
I don't think she's necessarily wrong either. Like, I think she just feels like it's already been talked about like 50 billion times.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, honestly, true, But
yeah.
No, I do like Lana because she's her own person, no matter what. Like, she doesn't care about what anyone thinks. Taylor's the exact opposite. Taylor cares to death what every single person thinks. But I do want to address the hate that the song got, which is that Lana was just in the background and people were pissed.
How do you think Lana felt about it?
I don't think Lana cared.
Yeah, because that's what she said. Like people asked her like on like a candid camera moment where they like say, Lana, how do you feel in the background? She's like, I don't care. I'm just happy to be a Taylor Swift song.
She didn't care at all.
Yeah.
I think if anything, Lana was relieved because I think, Lana is popular, but she's not Taylor Swift popular.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she probably she was probably anxious even to do the song with Taylor, but Taylor always loved her writing, which rightfully so. But I also think Taylor has a habit of having female artists be the background. Lil Miss Feminist is not all about girl empowerment if it isn't her, because she did this to Dixie Chicks. She did this to Imogen and Unclean. She did it to Lana. Like, that's already 3. That's a pattern.
She did Colbie Caillat in Fearless. Breathe.
She did it to her too?
Yeah, on Breathe. The song Breathe. Colbie Caillat is the background vocals for that song, but she's featured on the album.
Oh my gosh.
But I will say, when it comes to Imogen Heap, I think it's her name, like, I remember watching her or reading an interview with her about that. And they asked her about that. And she said Taylor basically brought the song to her fully written and just asked her to produce it and do background vocals. And so that's why she's not even featured on the song. But she said that was how it was brought to her. And
it's a great song.
Yeah, I love it. And so basically she understood that was what it was. I don't think she was offended by it. I also love the video of them making that song and her just like using the weird instruments and Taylor just being like with her camera like her face like, what's going on?
It's a great song. Really good.
But yeah, I love the lyrics of this song, Snow on the Beach. I love singing the chorus.
I like it because it's that the thing is Taylor is super extroverted. Like that's Taylor's new thing. Taylor likes to pretend to be a 4. She does. I think she knows a lot of her fans are 4s, which, guilty as charged, but that's
why they go so insane. That's why they like freak out.
That's also true. That's why it's life and death as a Swiftie, okay? Because she has a mega 4 like demographic, but she leans into that side a lot. But she's actually super extroverted, and like I do think she probably was made fun of as a kid because a lot of 3s that happens, and then they get older and they become statusy. It's kind of like they were made fun of as kids, so then they learn to be cool. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think
I was definitely made fun of as a kid.
You were?
Yeah, I was made fun of into my 20s. Like into my mid-20s, people bullied and made fun of me.
Okay. Well,
yeah. That's why I'm so good at like so now today it's like when people try to like push me around in my job, I just go full Capricorn.
Right.
Because I'm so used to it.
Like I said, it's definitely not my experience, but I do see that happen a lot, especially with 3-wing 4s, because they're more of the shy 3, they're less, no offense, but they're less likable, like, because the 4 is kind of awkward. So they can be kind of awkward as kids, and they can be really shy. Like there's another Enneagram 3-wing 4 that I know of that was like that.
That makes so much sense because the teachers used to go to my parents and they would like try to convince them that I had autism.
It's not. It's
because they're like, she's so serious.
So you have like that touch of introversion, which I do think Taylor has it,
Yeah.
But like I said, like there's this other gay influencer, whatever. His name is Sam Cushing, and he is super 3. And he was made fun of terribly as a kid because he has like a stutter, or he did, I guess, really bad, and he had super horrible anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
But he grew up and became cool and whatever. So it happens a lot to people.
Yeah. Well, that's another thing too, is because I stutter, and I also clutter, which I'm a speech therapist, so I know what this means. And so cluttering is where you speak very, very fast and you start to mix up sounds in the words that you're saying. You drop sounds, you contort words, or you contract words, and it sounds normal to you, but everybody else is hearing it how you're actually saying. So instead of you're trying to say the word couldn't, it might come out as couldn't, like that. It just comes out wrong. And versus stuttering, you get the repetitions and the blocks where you're like going to say something, you're like that. You get that really tense stuff.
You say it over and over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people who stutter will end up cluttering as a compensation for the stuttering because they're trying to speak so fast to get it out, and then the words come out wrong. And so I did both growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to do a fact check on myself. I don't know if he stuttered, but I think he'd like blink a lot, like do that. You know, like
Tourette's?
Maybe, I don't know if he has it, but I think it's like an anxiety thing. But he would do something. There was something where he was made fun of really bad. And then I think he probably was made fun of for being gay too. But he was made fun of probably for the other stuff first. But I'm just saying that can happen. So I believe that happened to Taylor. Like I do believe that.
Oh yeah,
she's
for sure.
Still super extroverted. So in terms of the song, it's an introverted song because Lana is introverted. So the lyrics are like about, in my opinion, this sort of dreamboat extroverted guy that you're into, and you're just like, I'm this fucking nerd on the beach. Like, who the fuck am I? But yet we're working out. Like, so it was really relatable for me, actually.
Oh my God. I loved it. I love the song so much.
I'm like, I feel the same way, Lana. Like, I'm like, I can't believe I'm fucking with this guy. You know, like I totally, because she's just, you know, is so nerdy, and he's this guy, and like the flight sucked and all that. But it was just interesting to hear Taylor sing that because she's so not that way. Even if she like low-key wants to be, like with her You Belong With Me video where she tried to act like she was a nerd. I don't think she ever was, but.
No, I think she was a dork.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think she was dorky. I think she was probably awkward. She probably had some type of thing, whether it's a stutter, like Sam, the blinking, or, you know, just anything. There's probably something weird. And then she was tall and gangly, and, you know, she, I think it took her a while to come into her looks. You know, she probably wasn't super pretty when she was super young. And it's awkward, you know, and people were mean, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah.
People are mean, but I also think Taylor's mean too, so.
Well, she learned. That's the thing.
Yeah. Did you ever hear the rumor that she was a high school bully, and what do you think of it?
I think of the song 15, laughing at the other girls who think they're so cool. So like even if she wasn't the bully, she's still engaged in making fun of people.
Or like when she calls the guy gay in the first album, and then she tried to erase it.
Was that Picture to Burn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she changed. So the digital version's different, but you still have the original album. She still says, "By the way, you're so gay." Which, by the way, I am not offended by, and I'm sure you're not offended by.
No.
I think it's awesome to call things gay. So it was like she really like gave him a compliment, and then she took it away. How dare you, Taylor?
I just think it's interesting. You know, Miss Taylor, she's, you know, Miss Feminist Dreamboat, but she always has to make sure the women are in the background. She doesn't work with women. She's super pro-gay, but then she has a horrifically disgusting video, like, you need to calm down. And then she insults a guy by calling him gay.
I know.
But, you know,
she's problematic.
I feel super represented in love. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Taylor probably would hate me because I see right through her. I see right through her. So she probably would hate me.
I do too, because we're opposite sides of the zodiac. Well, it's like, because like she's Sagittarius and I'm super Gemini. But we also have that Capricorn connection. So I literally can see right through her. She's right across.
You see really good through her. I see really good too, but I do think the 1989 super Capricorn thing you guys got going on, you know it.
Yeah, and so people don't know I was born in 1989, just like Taylor.
And you say things about her, and I'm like, damn, you fucking got it. Like, You know. I do not agree with you, Caleb, at all. We can agree to disagree. But
I mean, I liked it, but I'm still wondering. This song comes out, and I'm like, why is "Cruel Summer" not a single?
Would have been so much better. If Cruel Summer would have been about being gay, I'd be like, girl, I love you. You're a queen.
Yeah,
Because it's a good fucking song. Like, You Need to Calm Down was lame. I was so grossed out by it. And it wasn't even about gay. It was like about a bunch of bullshit all lumped in together. It's like,
yeah.
girl, why?
It
Like,
was
Peter needs to calm down.
about being. It was feministy and it was gay, and it was like she couldn't just pick one. She had to put them together. Yeah.
And it was drag queen, which I'm like, that has nothing to do with being gay either. So that's a stereotype, which I'm like, I couldn't stand it.
Yeah. I would say for because we didn't know Cruel Summer existed when You Need to Calm Down, but I'm just saying, like, when Cruel Summer, like when the album came out after that single, I was just like, missed opportunity.
It should have been the lead.
It should have been
absolutely.
Lead. Yeah. Think of okay, that song would have been Old Town Road. It would have gone number 1.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Would have broken next streak. Anyways, rating.
Yeah. So to rate it, I would rate it. It's definitely a good song, but it's not my favorite. So I don't know. Are we rating this on like how good it is or how much I like it?
How much you like it based on your own criteria, but you get 5 points.
Okay. So with this one, I'll have to do 2 ratings. So if I had to rate it just objectively, I'd rate it a 4. If I rate it personally, it's a 3.5. So
okay, so which one do you want to go with? Because I gave it a 4.5.
We'll do 3.5.
Okay, so this one also gets 8.
8.
4.5 plus 3.5 is 8. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Math's hard.
Okay, the next one.
It's my favorite song on the album. You're on Your Own, Kid. This is, as we described it, the peak millennial experience.
Song. So I think she had to balance it out because she wrote Antihero for Gen Z for them to like love her as a millennial, hating herself, because that's what Gen Zs are all about. But when it came to You're on Your Own, Kid, that song is millennialism in a song, like especially from a woman's perspective, obviously, but even me as being so feminine and gay and whatever, I relate so much to that song too. And I totally could see Lisa just it being like a page in her diary, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God. It's because it's like, well, first of all, it's the track 5. And as we know, the Taylor track 5s are always the most emotional, like to the heart songs on the albums. Think of All Too Well, think of The Archer. Track 5 on Reputation.
Represent. 5 on Reputation. Delicate.
I think so. Yeah. Anyways, so like this, I always the line "starved my body," like hosted parties and starved my body, like so always pops into my head, and I'm like, that is like because millennials, our childhoods was during the heroin chic era of the 90s.
Yes,
and then it didn't get much better in the early 2000s. So everybody was constantly trying to lose weight through massive crash diets over and over and over again, and then we all got fat.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. She didn't, but you know, but no, I think I really like some of the lines like where she says like, I like how I wonder who it's about. It's probably someone from her town, obviously, that we'll never really know, but I like how she said like she wants to leave the town, but that guy is the only one that would make her want to stay.
Yeah.
And I wonder, like, obviously it never worked out, but I always felt too, which let me know what you think, but I almost felt like maybe her dad said something like that to her because it almost felt like, I don't know. I felt like there was some connection to her dad in that song. I don't know. Maybe I was just crazy.
I'm looking at the lyrics now. Summer went away, still the yearning stays. I play it cool with the best, and I wait patiently. He's gonna notice me. It's okay. We're the best of friends. So it's obviously somebody who friend zoned her. And I always mistook this lyric. I thought she said you're smoking with your voice, but it's you're smoking with your boys. So she liked someone who was smoking.
Yeah, I love the way she sings that too. It's really, I love it. It's such a sad song. I think I've cried to it already.
Oh, you cried at Taylor Swift songs, yeah. I like how she says, "I searched the party for better bodies." So she's like, everybody she ever sees, she instantly compares herself to, and she thinks that they look better than her, which is always insane because Taylor Swift has like a banging body.
Well, I think it depends on the person.
Mm-hmm.
She's very thin.
Mm-hmm.
She can be kind of, to a lot of people, she can be kind of Gumby-ish. Like I've heard people call her that, which
Yeah.
some people like thin and tall and slender. Other people don't, you know, but it's stupid anyway. So it's like a, no offense, Lisa, but it's like an Enneagram 3 trap because the best is subjective, you know, beauty is
Yeah.
in the eye of the beholder. So she's trying to win a competition that doesn't even really exist. But I think she's a beautiful, you know, I think she's beautiful, but
Oh yeah.
it's you know, it's whoever would be into her, which it sounds like the guy just wasn't. Maybe she
Yeah.
just wasn't his type, you know.
And I think clearly, if she wasn't so talented as a songwriter and musician, she just would have been a model. She has like the
Probably.
look. Yeah.
Yeah.
She would
Yeah.
have been she could be high fashion and she would have been commercial. So she would have been
Yeah.
extremely
She could have been both.
successful just by her looks alone. And but here's that's another credit to her when I'm talking about this, because a lot of people when they have that, they can get lazy and just ride on that. Where she took the hard route of going on her actual merit
That's true.
to become
I have to,
successful.
no, she's always worked really hard. I never take
Yeah.
that away from her. And she is a very, very talented writer. You know, I
Mhm.
think above, at least songwriter.
Yeah.
But
Well, she
I
was
do,
recently named like number 4 in like best songwriters of all time for female songwriters. I think
yeah.
it was like Joni Mitchell, Carole King, and I think that was it. Joni Mitchell number 1, then Carole King. I think number 3 was like, oh, was that, I can't remember her name right now. Diane Warwick, maybe. And then Taylor Swift was number 4. And I thought that was a solid, right where she belonged.
Yeah, well, she's very good in that sense. This song is a great example of that. It's top tier writing. It's really good. I do love it. It's sad. It's very millennial vibes. It's very, because that's how we feel all the time, is that we're on our own.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we act the way we do a lot of the
Definitely.
time. It's kind of toxic.
And so this like the bridge is the best part of this album. And it's like the jokes weren't funny. I took the money. My friends from home don't know what to say. I looked around in a blood-soaked gown and I saw something they can't take away because there were pages turned with the bridges burned. Everything you lose is a step you take. So make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. You've got no reason to be afraid. And I just want to know, which jokes did she tell that weren't funny? I honestly think it was when she starred in Valentine's Day.
I don't know, either that or she's probably talking about some sexist joke or something that she's triggered over 10 years later, you know?
I also wonder if remember when she like introduced Kanye West at the MTV Awards and she gave him the Video Vanguard Award or something, or I can't remember what she gave him.
Yeah.
And she like had to make that joke, but Kanye made one of the best video makers of all time. And it's like, that must have hurt her so much to like make fun of like the most humiliating experience of her life.
Yeah, I believe it. So what do you rate it?
Oh, this is a 5 for me.
Okay.
Like a solid 5. I think it might be the only 5 I gave on the album.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's probably, again, I always want to split it, but I think objectively it's a 5. And I do think subjectively it's 4.5 because it's not my favorite, but I really, really like it. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Okay. So so far it's a 9.5, which is pretty awesome. On to Midnight Hypo.
Midnight Hypo. Okay, so Midnight Rain, this one is one that got both me and Lisa where we really related to it. And I think it's like Lisa has like 5 million planets in Capricorn. I have 2 as a millennial. Every millennial, it seems like, has Capricorn in them.
Like 2 or 3.
Capricorn.
And if you're born in December, if you were like a December, of course, Capricorn December, but I'm saying like the December Capricorns have like extra planets that happen to be going through there. So not just the sun and the 3 that were already there in 1989, but there was also other planets going through Capricorn at the time. So a lot of them born 1989 December have like 5.
I think Saturn was there too.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
My Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are in Capricorn.
Yeah, so mine, it's Neptune and Uranus.
Yeah.
But I also have a lot of houses in the 10th house, so that gives me more Capricorn vibes. And so when we both heard the song, it's like about her being offered like to marry this guy and just be a bride and all this stuff, but like you want to be famous and you want to make your own path. You want to take the more difficult road as a woman, which I'm not a woman, but I'm close enough. And you want to do that, even if it's dumb, which I've regretted sometimes. But here I am on YouTube doing it anyways, chasing that fame. Bitch, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah. It's good.
I definitely love this song, and I didn't like it at first, but like it was weird because I listened to it literally all of 2 times, and then it kept getting like coming into my brain, like an earworm, and I was just like, I listened to it 2 times. How do I remember this chorus? Like I just like sit in a shower and be like, Rain.
I think for me, I felt convicted by it.
Mhm.
So it's not that I didn't like it, it's that it triggered me. Like I was like, oh, like I feel like she's writing something that I felt, especially when I was young, which I do think she was obviously younger when she's, you know, in this situation. So I already know who you think it's about. But
I think it's about Taylor Lautner. I think it's a follow-up to Back to December. Because you know that's also heavy Capricorn vibes. I mean, December.
Yes.
And it's like because we got to think about who's like peppermint candy, who's like home vibes. Taylor Lautner is like the most like out of all the famous people that she's dated, he's the most like normal because he had a normal life. He was a little bit of a kid actor, but he's from Western Michigan. He comes from like a completely normal, non-acting family. And she's like the only person that she's ever written about where she has like regrets about. I mean, think about it. She has no mean songs about him. And so, and this song reminds me of Back to December. She's like, I'm sorry, you were awesome, but I was doing other stuff.
It's definitely an echo of it, but I feel like, I don't know why, but whenever I heard it, I felt like it was about when she dated that Kennedy guy for like 2 seconds. It was in like 2012, and she was dating somebody related to the Kennedys, and he was younger, I think. And I don't know, like, because she talks about like the pageantry of it and that kind of stuff. And like, if you're marrying into a political family, they want you to revolve around them.
That's true.
So that's where it took me, but I could definitely see it being about Taylor.
Because was that Kennedy guy jumping off of things into the ocean?
I don't know. He might have been, but so was Taylor.
We know for sure Taylor Lautner was jumping off of things into the ocean.
It does make me think of New Moon.
Yeah, he literally was. That was him. And then it has the thing too is that they always said that she would like visit him on the New Moon set.
No, I definitely can see it. I just wonder if it is about, you know, that's who I thought of it first. I thought it was that guy because I felt like they live on the coast. I felt like he could have been, you know, I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. But anyway, super interesting. But what do you rate it?
I gave it a 4.5. It grew on me.
I think I'm going to give it a 4.
Okay, 9.5. So these are like our 2 highest rated songs on the album so far.
Yeah, it's good. Awesome. So next is, oh my gosh, question, which, my question is, what the fuck is this song?
I love this song, and I remember you came to, you like sent me a text once. You're like, Lisa, what is Question about? Paragraph.
I don't know.
I honestly think it's about dating someone who's kind of embarrassed to be with you. They're simultaneously embarrassed to be dating you, but also using you for clout.
Do you think it's about, who do you think it's about?
To me, it's either about Harry Styles or Jake Gyllenhaal. It's one of them two.
Ooh, that's good. That would make sense because it's like it's somebody that would be embarrassed that they were dating her.
And we definitely know for sure Jake Gyllenhaal was embarrassed by Taylor Swift because remember the whole like you dropped my effing hand in on the Altima music video.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. I should have.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Sorry. I was mad at her. Okay.
It's so good. It's actually really well done, but it is Taylor cringe. You know, it's well done for Taylor that way.
I should watch it.
Yeah,
maybe we'll do like a reaction or something on here.
We should do a reaction to it. I want to see your reaction. We'll do a stream on it. But so like there's a time like in the interlude, because before the interlude, she like Sadie Sink goes to hold what's his face's hand, the guy who was playing Jake Gyllenhaal. And she takes his hand and he like pats her hand and pushes it away basically in front of all his friends.
Ooh.
I know. And then afterwards she's like, you dropped my effing hand. And he's like trying to gaslight her that it's no big deal. And I'm like, clearly it was.
You know why? This is gonna sound shady, but it's because he's a Sag and she's a Sag. Sages do that.
Twin fire signs, 4 blue eyes.
Yes, which by the way, that's a great song. But at least he inspired some good songs, I guess. But
Red is
I just think, I don't know. Yeah, I think it could be something like that. It obviously, I still like, I've literally read the lyrics, but some of the parts of it sonically are so jarring and awful that I literally hate it. So I actually don't like the song.
I love it. I love the part where they scream, "Can I ask you a question?" And then the part where they're all cheering. And the guy who played the Jake Gyllenhaal character in the All Too Well music video plays like the drums in this song, and he's one of the guys cheering in the background.
Okay, it was probably about Jake.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we.
Yeah, I didn't always see that connection. You're right.
Yeah, it's probably about him, which does make sense because I could see him being embarrassed because he's of higher clout.
Yeah.
But then she has clout too. I understand it.
Yeah, well, he's also from like a well-off family too, like the Gyllenhaal family. They're like a thing before he's famous.
Well, I think you definitely did explain it a bit more. Now I feel like I can understand it, but I hate the bridge where she's like, "That's right."
Okay.
Wrong. I think it's awful. It's
a good impression.
I hate it. So I am gonna have to give it like a 1.5.
Oh my God.
I really hate it.
I gave it a 4.5.
Huh?
I gave it a 4.5.
Okay, well, she got a high average.
So yeah, 6. She gets a 6. That's fair because we're putting together.
It's because of that bridge, Taylor.
Yeah.
Without the bridge, I would have given it maybe a 2.5. So that shaved off a whole point.
Yeah. Sorry, my nose is running. Anyways, next one, Vigilante.
Vigilante cringe, more like, because it's a very cringy song. So what do you think of
the killer man? I can't draw cat eyes.
The first line's great because it's super extra.
Yes. And it's definitely a callback to Reputation era.
I think it's callback to Nobody No Crime. So I think it's post Reputation era. I don't know if she did it.
Well, it's definitely about that Scooter Braun. Yeah, it's definitely about him. And it's, to be fair, that is post Reputation. I'm just saying sonically, it's
sonically, yes, absolutely.
Reputation era.
Yes. But I do. What do you think of the song? I don't know. I'm sorry. It ain't it.
I mean, it's okay. I just keep waiting for it to like hit and then it just ends.
Yeah. To me, it's just, and lyrically it irritates me. Like, I think, she tries to do the whole like feminist thing in it. And it's like, girl, like, I don't know if Taylor is stuck in like the year 2000 or something, but it's like there are plenty of women that are super mega bitch, like in your face. You know what I mean? So she's like, women know how to be nice and da-da-da. And it's like, some women don't anymore, Taylor. Like, welcome to the current year,
Yeah. And also, I think we talk about how she's just obsessed. She doesn't let things go. And I think so listen to the lyrics, like break them down. She had the envelope. Where do you think she got it from? So like, what information did Taylor have on Scooter Braun that was in an envelope that she already had prepared to go, waiting for the moment to hand off to his wife?
Well, and she did this just because of her damn records that she couldn't buy her masters. Which is
I'm totally on her side about that. Well, I'm just saying, I am too, calculated
with that issue, but I'm not on her side with revenge and all that. Yeah. I'm not. And
she's dressing for revenge.
I'm wonderful karma girl. Girl, bye. Your karma is shit.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that when we get to karma. Yeah. Anyways, let's finish up this one. But she can't let things go, and she's like gloating in this song.
Yes.
And you know,
Total
here's
free
the thing.
moment.
It's okay to help people get their comeuppance, to get a little bit of revenge, in my opinion. But it's like a completely other thing. It's after you've gotten your revenge and you're
To
still
brag
gloating
about.
about it. That to me is like, now you've taken it a little too far.
I mean, she did it better in Nobody No Crime. It was better. It was creative. I love the line Nobody No Crime when she's like they think they think she did it, but they just can't prove it. And then she goes, "She thinks I did it," and just the way she sings it, she thinks I did it, but
Mm-hmm.
she just can't prove it. It's genius. It was
Mm-hmm.
so good. So
Yeah.
it's like she already did this better, and I get it. Like all these songs are about past eras, past songs, but it's just like, just I don't know.
Yeah.
So what do you rate it?
I gave it a 3.
I have to give it lower. I'm gonna have to. I think it's bad. I'm gonna have to give it like a 1. I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. Total is a 4. Hey,
Okay.
below average. Next, we're going to one of my favorite songs, and it's Bejeweled.
Oh, Bejeweled.
Bejeweled.
I was so scared you were about to say Labyrinth. I was about to be like, that is one of your favorites.
No.
Oh my fucking God. Okay,
I love this song because it's fun. It's so fun.
Yes.
It's going to be fun in concert. It was funny because before I got the tickets, and I was really sad I didn't get tickets, my mom we were watching the Bejeweled video together, and she's just sitting there. She's like, wow, I bet that concert's going to be great. And I was like, why would you say that for me? You don't have tickets.
Oh, it's going to be, oh yeah, because she's going to put all the jewels and all that. It's going to be nice. It's so cute as a song. At first it was kind of cringe to me because I don't agree with it. Like I don't agree with the whole like relationship politics of it.
Yeah.
But then it just turned into a guilty pleasure, and then I just let it go because I do love it. It's a good song. I love it.
Well, apparently, like she in the music video, that's how it's portrayed. But when apparently like they asked her about like what's it actually about, and she said it was about her getting pumped to do a pop album again. So it was like that she'd done 2 alternative albums, and now it's like, and so the man in the story is like the industry accepting her again as doing another pop album. So it's, when I see it that way, I'm like, oh, it's not as feminist as we thought. You know,
because I do feel empowered with it, honestly, and not to be shady of myself, but when you're like super femme and you kind of reach a certain age, like you start to feel a little bit of kind of a way, you know? And I do feel like this song is kind of like for people who are feeling that way.
Yeah.
But I also think like, it's like, yeah, like I can still fucking do this shit. Like it pumps me up. And I feel like that's what was so great about Taylor before, is she used to be so positive and like motivating. And she still is to me personally. That's why I like her. Like I honestly feel like listening to Reputation, you know, really doing a deep dive the past month has helped me with my YouTube channel and like launching it further and doing more. Like it pumps me up because I'm not a 3. That's not natural to me. So it's like, I need help. And she does give that path, you know, like she's very super motivating. And Bejeweled is definitely one of those. So I really love it.
It's about, like I said, it's her comeback song of being able to say like, look, I took a break from pop, but I can still do pop. And I think like that's a good song for it. I love it. And like, I made a little note here that, the Pat, like she uses Pat McGrath makeup on her, and Pat McGrath is in the music video, and they use all the different Pat McGrath palettes. And I've always wanted to buy Pat McGrath makeup, but it's just so expensive. And this actually pushed me over the edge to finally get Pat McGrath makeup. And Caleb says here, Bejeweled grew on me because I didn't like it at first. But I completely agree with him. Like I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I like it now.
Yeah, I liked it, but I love it now.
Yes.
It's because it's so cheesy and like gay and everything, and I just love it. And I always, whenever I'm on the phone with my friend Eric, I constantly just tell him, well, you know, familiarity breeds contempt. You know, I just say it all the time. It's like my new thing. And he's like, shut up. He's like, you're trying to brainwash me because I keep saying it to him. And I send him the lyrics. You know how Apple Music, you can send lyrics?
Yes.
But I love that line. It's really like a toxic line, but I don't know. I think when you do like a pump up positive song with toxicity, it's like, oh, like I like it because I can't relate to like pure love and light. Like that's just not me. So there has to be that sting, that little bit of poison. And also I just have to say, you know, I love Taylor because she's toxic like I am. Like I relate to the toxicity, the the Capricorn vibes, the climbing, ambition, the ruthless, the Slytherin side, which she's not a Slytherin,
Yeah,
but
she's a
I am.
wannabe Slytherin. Well, it's funny. It's like she wants to be a Slytherin, a Hufflepuff, and a Gryffindor at the same time, and she's always been
Yeah,
stuck being a lame Ravenclaw.
pretty much. I don't think she wants to be what she is.
Yeah.
She wants to be seen as nice as a Hufflepuff, or cool and fun like a Gryffindor, or edgy and ambitious like a Slytherin. But I do agree with you. She's more Slytherin-y of a Ravenclaw, but she's still a Ravenclaw. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, Ravenclaws and Slytherins, that's why they always got along, because they're very similar. It's just that Slytherins are more ambitious, but Ravenclaws are more creative. And I feel like she definitely, her creativity like overflows her ambition sometimes, which is why some, like, for example, her creativity will get the best of her, and then you'll get a bloated album like Lover. Versus if she were more Slytherin, she would have edited down, because she'd have been like,
or you look at me as a Slytherin, I threw my writing across the side. I'm like, nobody's liking it. Bye, Felicia. Like, I don't care anymore. I'm about, like, I want to do something great. And that's Slytherin. So it's like, I see it. Like, when she does her Reputation, Look What You Made Me Do, and the big snake comes out and she's singing, it's like, she's singing, I read about a snake in a book, you know, as a Ravenclaw, whereas as a Slytherin, it's like, I am the snake bitch. Like, I am that snake that comes up out of there. So I totally, I wasn't sold at first, because I think in some ways we all want her to be in our house.
Yeah.
But I agree. She is a Ravenclaw.
Yeah. And I feel like the people, like the person who call her a snake, Kim Kardashian is Slytherin.
You think? Yeah, she is.
Yeah, for sure.
Her sex tape.
Yeah.
Oh man. So, anyways, Bejeweled is amazing.
Love it. Oh, Laura Dern. The beginning, like 2-minute sequence where she's doing that, and with Haim and stuff. I thought the dialogue was so cheesy.
Yes.
It's not nearly, I mean, it was fun for sure, but they're like, it's brilliant. She's a brilliant director. And it's like, it's okay.
It's okay. It's Taylor cringe. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah. I mean, I like Taylor cringe, but like people think that she's got to be a brilliant director.
Yeah, I have to say too, my friend Eric, he made fun of me so bad, because I guess he saw the freaking trailer, like, or the intro of Bejeweled.
Yeah.
He was like, and he didn't click on it. He's like, ew, this is boring. You know, he didn't like it.
Oh my God.
I was cleaning my bathroom and stuff, and I'm so dramatic, you know I am. So I'm so dramatic. If I have to do anything, I'm just like, I was telling him on the phone, I'm like, I'm above this. Like, I shouldn't have to do this. You know, I was just being really extra. And I whined and bitched the whole time. And he was just like, just think, you know, you're Bejeweled. You're like Cinderella Taylor right now. And it actually motivated me.
Oh my God, that's so good.
And now Bejeweled is my cleaning song too. It's a good song.
Yeah, I do love it. I mean, I will dance to it, and because like sometimes I have to wake up at 4 a.m. for work, and so I get up, and sometimes I'm really tired. Sometimes I'm dancing, and I'm like, let's believe I'm still Bejeweled, getting ready for work. You know, like,
it's good. I have to ask you though, what do you think about the fact that she's directing a film with her little stuff that you've seen all too well? You saw Anti-Hero, and now you've seen Bejeweled. So what do you think?
I like the music videos that she directs. She's a very linear director, meaning she tells the story from beginning to end. She doesn't really bounce around. She's like, this is the beginning, middle, and end of a story. I like everything. I really liked All Too Well. I don't know why they qualify it as a short film when it's clearly just a very long music video. But I think she's going to struggle with long form content, because she is very good at encapsulating an emotional feeling in a 4 to 5 minute song, in a story in that way. I don't know how she's going to be able to stretch it out and not end up coming off as superficial.
Well, because even like from my experience as writing, I became really good at short stories. But it's like you said, there's still a difference between that and a novel.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I really have doubts that her good writing, because a song is even shorter than a short story. Like, it's literally just a moment or a feeling.
Yeah.
And that's why it's like, I do agree. I think she's going to struggle with
Yeah.
directing.
It'd be one thing
Really.
if she was directing someone else's script, but I think she's going to direct her own script. And I feel like it would have been better if she wrote a script and had someone else direct it, and then she got to be
Like
a co-director or like assistant
offer
director.
feedback or something, or try
Yeah.
to, yeah, I get
She
what you're
needs to
saying.
learn that process first. Her making the sleep, I don't know if she's going to be successful at it. I hope she is, but I think she is going to fall into a trap of, well, think about the themes that she talks about a lot in her songs. She's always the victim. I mean, she's rarely wrong. I mean, it's rare that she'll get a Midnight Rain song, right?
Yeah.
Or a
Good.
Back to December song. There's not many of those on across her albums. It's going to probably be about a girl who's down on her luck in some way, but turns out she was right all along.
And it'll have cringe feministy moments, and
Yes.
it's gonna have cringe, just cringe in general, because she
Yeah.
has that Taylor cringe in all of those. Because even like The Man, didn't she direct that one too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that same Taylor cringe in it. But
Yeah.
it kind of, when you look at like Ready for It, that video is awesome, and it has a different director. And it's like, I hate to be shady, but it's like, like I just don't know if it's her thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just not as good.
Joseph Kahn did Blank Space, and that's like one of the most brilliant videos in her like repertoire. And there's just, I don't know if hasn't developed the vision yet. It's like she's trying to move too quickly.
Yes.
In my opinion, she hasn't done enough groundwork. So why I said she should have done screenwriting first and then stayed on as a producer or an assistant director, because she still needs to learn.
I think she's a little, I think she's being a bit, what's the word, arrogant with it.
Or presumptuous.
Presumptuous?
Yeah.
Well, same difference, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think presumptuous is the better word. But I do think it is, it's like, we practice YouTube. I practiced for 10 years. 10. Like, it's like I had to learn how to speak. You know what I'm saying? I didn't jump in. I didn't go be on a Shane Dawson video in 2012. Like, I would have died. You know what I mean? It's like, so I feel like that could be her. And it's like, directing is a craft, and it's totally different from writing.
Yeah.
I do think she works well with other people. And I think she can get the emotional, like, reaction out of others that she wants. Like, she can, bring that out of people, but I think she loses the script, or she loses the overall plot.
Yeah. I have no doubt she's going to direct the actors well. I have no doubt she's going to get nice shots. I don't think she's going to get brilliant shots. Even with a brilliant cinematographer, she's not going to get interesting angles or interesting ways of looking at things, or that way of artistic representation or metaphorical like camera work. Things that like she's not going to have that.
Yeah, I agree.
And so it's not going to be high quality. I think it's going to be mediocre. And I feel like she does not do well with mediocre.
Yeah. Which I think she could get better, but your first one is not going to be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's going to hurt her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ratings for the song Bejeweled.
Bejeweled, this is the opposite, where objectively I'd probably give it a 4, but because personally I'm giving it a 5.
Well, I actually gave it a 4, so it gets a 9.
Okay.
Total. Awesome. Let's go on the Labyrinth.
Oh gosh.
There's not much to say about this song.
Giving it a 1. Hate it. Can I give it a 0? Is that possible?
No, you have to give it a 1 through 5.
Okay. It's a 1.
Okay.
I hate it.
We have to talk about it a little bit. I like the song.
Skip.
Alex hates it. I think it grows on you the more you listen to it. I thought the plane was going down. How'd you turn it right around? It's like, that's how I feel about the song. It's like, I thought the song was going down. And it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty good, actually.
What I will give her is the chorus is good. Uh-oh, I'm falling in love. That's catchy. The rest of it, to me, is a complete trash fire. It's a disaster. And I hate the oh. It's like, girl, bye. Like, leave that on the cutting room floor, please. Like, what the actual fuck?
Oh
Like,
my
and
God.
that is just terminally Jack Antonoff-y. It is disgusting.
It's it's what it is. It's like she tried to redo the Archer,
And
but
it wasn't
hit and
it.
missed. Yeah.
The Archer was great.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
This
people love
is
Labyrinth a
horrible.
lot, but
Huh?
hate the Archer. People love Labyrinth and hate the Archer.
Her fans have no taste. I'm calling y'all out, Swifties. You guys
It's
have
true.
no taste.
It's true. I knew it. That's really annoying about Swifties sometimes, despite us being Swifties, but other Swifties is that they'll
Yes.
be like, Taylor didn't blah 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 for you to sleep on this song, and it's kind of like, okay, you're not some kind of mega genius fan person for liking a song that other people didn't like as much. Chill out. You're not special.
True. But also, if you don't like Archer, I will cut you. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like, how dare you not like Archer? I
Archer's
love
good.
it.
I didn't like Archer first time I listened to it, but it grew on me.
I loved it.
No.
I love it. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why people didn't. It was totally different and weird and indie and whatever. But to me, it worked. But this, it was a failed Archer.
Yeah. What was that lyric in Archer where she was like, all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put me together again. Yeah, and I feel like that's what happened. She couldn't get put together again and she couldn't finish the song.
Yeah, I think they should have left that one on the cutting room floor. Like, she should have saved that chorus for a different song in the future. That's what I would have told her. I'd been like, girl.
Yeah.
That's a really good chorus, but it just wasn't it.
Definitely. So. I gave it a 3, you gave it a 1, it's a 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one, I'm biased. I hate it.
Yeah.
So
Karma.
Ooh. Oh, this is the part of the album where she's like, where she like stabs me.
I got the karmic earrings ready and I got my chakra bracelet on. So we're ready to get a little spiritual.
Oh gosh. She starts out with Bejeweled and I'm like, ooh, I'm so pumped up. And then Labyrinth comes on and I'm like, ugh, I'm disgusted. And then Karma comes on and I'm like, ugh. I'm like,
the thing is that I feel like karmic musically is actually really funny and good. And then she says karma is a god. I'm like, ugh.
No, and the thing too is like, I'm not even new age, but I know her understanding of karma is completely wrong. Like, she's so inaccurate.
Yeah.
Well, karma is not a person. Like, karma doesn't have a personality. It's like
karma doesn't take your side.
No, karma is just a force, or it's like it has no personality. It's like cause and effect. It's like one domino hitting the other. So when she's just like, karma is my boyfriend.
Yeah. And another line that really irritates me is when she says, karma is a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? And I'm like, girl, get your pride in check. Because like karma's not happy about that crap.
No, well, the thing too is like, how can she be like, oh, my karma is so relaxing when I did all this crazy shit to Scooter Braun and all these other men? It's like, girl, your karma is not it. Like, I know it isn't. She's lying to herself. Like, and that's fine. Like, I do like the song, honestly. It did grow on me. But it's another one of those. It's like a Lavender Haze. It's like, I cannot take it seriously. I think it's a joke of a song, but it's still a funny joke and it's an entertaining joke. So I do like it.
Yeah. Let's see. Who does this song remind us of, Alex?
Oh my God, you're okay. When me and Lisa were listening to it, because we were like chatting each other while we heard the album, I was like, this song reminds me of Carlin because I feel like Carlin would like would have that vibe.
Yeah,
which it is entertaining, but it's funny because. Yeah, like when she said like karma is a god, I think me and Lisa both bristled. We're like, ooh.
Yeah.
But I think it's just maybe Taylor's song where she's totally embraced new age, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And
right?
And like I said, she embraced new age, but she doesn't understand. I think that's the thing about Carlin. At least Carlin, I think, understands karma.
Yes, she knows it.
Yeah, Taylor doesn't understand karma. She's right to talk about it. But it only reminded us of Carlin because Carlin believes in karma, not because we
Yes.
think that Carlin embodies the song. It's just that Carlin talks about karma a lot. And so we're like, oh, Carlin. But with Taylor, it's like, karma. She doesn't get karma. And like I actually studied world religions when I was younger. And karma is like, it's a very particular thing in the Hindu religion, and like I think to some extent Buddhism, because Buddhism was influenced by Hinduism. And so it's like taking it for yourself is directly anti-karmic.
It doesn't work that way, which I mean, it's an interesting concept, I guess, which like I said, I think I thought of it as like Carlin just because it's that fun, but it's also like attacking because she's attacking everybody in the song, and it's funny and fun and that kind of thing. But it's very like when Taylor sings it, the part that really makes me cringe, I agree, is aren't you envious that for you it's not even good writing. Like it didn't work rhythmically, but it's like I think she just wanted to like, she's like, aren't you envious? Like it kind of like it catches on the rhythm. And it's like, I think she just really wanted to put that in there. And it's like, girl, like sometimes you got to put your feelings aside for the art. You know what I mean? Like a little bit, just for the art to be better. But again, maybe that's just my Southern side. I don't know. But
I when I first heard it, I didn't know that was the lyric because sometimes she doesn't enunciate.
Yeah.
I thought it was, it is for me, but I guess for you it's not. And that was less cringy when I thought it was that. But putting the word envious in there, I was like,
no, and I can understand the sentiment. Like she's saying, like, I'm such a good person that I have an awesome boyfriend. I have my awesome cat. I have my peace of mind. I have this, I have that. It's like, I get it, but I do think it just doesn't, that's not what karma is. And it's just kind of cringe, but it's still likable. And it is a bit of a guilty pleasure. Like I do listen to it. I don't skip it.
We do skip the lyric.
Yeah, I do skip the lyric because I do think it's blasphemous, but I don't and I don't even think it's it's not even accurate within other religions. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But what did you rate it?
I gave it 3.
I think I might have to agree with you. Maybe you know what? Just because I have to be different, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I do like it.
Different. Okay, 6.5 total. That's pretty good. Above average. Sweet Nothing. Cute, but not memorable.
Okay, so Sweet Nothing. I mean, I do like it, but I do agree it's totally a skip. Like I usually will skip it. I don't think it has a strong opener. I really don't. I think the opener.
I don't remember the opener. I think I listened it today. Oh, yeah.
But it's like, I get it's supposed to be kind of like lullaby-ish, which I do appreciate, which I even told Lisa, like when I'm having my worst hypo depression moments, when my depression is working the midnight shift or whatever, she says, when my depression does the graveyard shift, that song can kind of comfort me because I think of it and I think of like being in Australia, and I like to pretend in my own head that that's how my relationship will be, even though it probably won't be, but it's still a comforting, fantasy or whatever. Yeah. Just because I'm really dramatic and, no shade to my boyfriend. He's the touch of drama himself, which makes sense, right? I mean, who am I going to end up with, right? Like, let's be real here. But anyway, who's the person I'm going to end up with? So I don't know if it'll be calm with us, but I like to pretend that it could be. Maybe this is me and my boyfriend when we're already married and it's like 30 or 40 years down the line and we're both old. Yeah. Then it could be like that. but it's a comforting song. I could see people, do the Swifties like it? Or what do they think?
I think so. I see people on Twitter, they don't talk about it as much as Labyrinth. They're like trying to make Labyrinth happen. It's like, it's not going to happen. Yeah. Gosh. But they know here, I was like, for Alex's midnight hypo.
Yes. No, yeah. I mean, what are your thoughts on Sweet Nothing?
I don't have any thoughts. That's cute, but not memorable. It's like you said, it's like, and then I'm like, I guess I just can't relate to it.
Okay.
Like that's part of the
I mean,
problem.
to me it is a bit inspirational. Like I would like to have my home, be that in my relationship, be that calm place and that
Yeah.
refuge from the world.
Oh, I will
Which
say that line where she says, "I'm too soft for all of it." I don't believe her for a second.
I agree with you there.
She's always trying to make herself like,
it would actually,
just can't take
it would be true for me. But I'm telling you, she's pretending to be a 4. That's probably what it is. She's probably pretending to be a 4 in that song.
Well, it's like this. It's like it reminds me of The Lakes, and I actually love The Lakes. I think she did it better in The Lakes, where she says, "I want Aurora in sad prose. I want to like have like whatever that flower grow over my feet because I haven't moved in years, and a rose grew up out of the ice, and there was no one around to tweet it." And when she wrote that, I didn't believe her either, but at least it was beautiful. And here it's like. So I loved it.
This is like the connection is to the lakes.
Yeah, and like here it's like I like that one line, but I don't believe her.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Okay, so what do you rate it?
2.5.
I'll rate it a 3.5.
Oh, okay. 3.5. Gave it a 6. Awesome. Mastermind.
Master cringe. No, so I agree. In our notes, Lisa put cringe but fun. That's exactly what this is. It's really cringe. And we were actually thinking about like me and Lisa were, because of course like all this the YouTube drama was going on at the time, and we were thinking about like what could different problematic YouTubers be as different songs. In this one she said it was Lydia, and it killed me because it's all about a woman like calculating and figuring out how to end up with the man and all that,
and she was going after Tim Pool.
It kills me. It does. It's so funny. And I cannot shake it out of my head. So I agree. The lyrics are cringe. Like, it's very like women are victims and stuff. And it's like, girl, like, okay, let's give a little bit of a tea.
Yeah.
Women in general run the relationships of the world, and typically. So she ain't special. Girl, you ain't special. Every woman figures it out and shapes things. That's what you do as a woman, girl. Like, you just because you were raised millennial and feministy and you lost, we were taught to lose touch with that. Not everybody did. Like, that's typical. Like, you ain't special, Taylor. Like, everybody does that, everybody does. I don't know. It's a girl thing.
No, I totally get it. It's like, it reminds me of what's that movie, My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where she was like, but the daughter's like, what can we do? Dad, he's the head of the family. And her mom's like, he may be head of the family, but the woman is the neck, and the neck can turn the head any way she wants it.
Pretty much. And it's like, I do think there's, interesting conversation. I've been watching a lot of Red Pill content. So there's interesting conversations about submission and this and that. But I still think that women are not weak. Women are not the victims of relationships, like, unless if they're a victim of abuse, but plenty of men are too. It's not a gender thing. But I think in this song, it's cute. I think if somebody sang it to me, like, even if like my boyfriend or something, if he felt that way, like, it's very relatable in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, if my boyfriend sang it to me and he was like, I, worked it and whatever, I don't think she gets it, but he probably was doing the same shit to her. Because when you really like somebody, you're both doing that. And I think, her boyfriend really likes her, obviously, unless if he's a beard, but we're not going to go there in here.
Well, yeah, we've already done our little Gaylor moment with Lavender Lesbian Haze. But
we
anyways,
do a stream just about Gaylor, but we're not going to do that here. That'll be
purely clips and pictures and videos.
Yeah, maybe we can do that another day. But anyways, assuming that is real, and she is straight or bi, and she's in love with him, and she's not secretly dating Karlie Kloss. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but definitely not secretly dating Karlie Kloss anymore.
But yeah, he likes her, so it's like he probably did the same stuff, Taylor. It's like, it's just something you do. Love is a game.
Well, I think her side makes sense because it's like she did it covertly, because like women aggressively pursuing outwardly could be seen as very like weird to a man, and that is a cultural thing, but it's also it's a woman covertly pursuing is normal in our culture, the man outwardly pursues. And so I think she's saying, she's like, I got you to pursue me because I covertly pursued you. And it's like, yeah, I mean, that's just the way it happens. If a girl wants a guy to like her, she makes herself pretty, you know, and
yeah, you do all the stuff. But I think, like I said, he probably still had game too. He still did stuff too.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, it's a cute song. It's cringe, like you said, it's cringe but cute. Like it cringes me out, but then it also makes me think, oh my God, that's so sweet. And like if somebody said that to me, like I said, if my boyfriend sang the song to me, I'd be like, that's really cute. Oh my gosh, you know. But I don't know. So what do you rate it?
2.5.
I rate it 3.
Okay, so it gets a 5.5. And now we are moving on to the 3 a.m. tracks. Let's see if we can do like a speed round with these things.
Okay.
Except for the ones that you love. Right. The Great War is First is Selena Gomez's favorite song. Reminds me a bit of the singer Fine Frenzy with the sonic sound. I definitely think she was inspired by her first album. Just has that good verses, chorus falls flat.
Yeah, I personally, to me, it feels like a different genre that I don't like.
Yeah.
Or that I don't. A lot of the 3 a.m. tracks, they're kind of like older albums. Like they're in the same genre as other albums. But I just don't think that I don't know. It kind of missed it for me. And like, I feel like it's a call out to Afterglow. And I just think Afterglow did it better.
Yeah. Definitely.
So what do you read? Oh,
I was going to say it reminded me of Folklore, because remember we're talking about how well, not here, before we talked about how each of these songs probably was meant to be or was inspired by one of her other albums, and I think this one was definitely a Folklore album song that was rejected.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I gave it a 3 out of 5.
I might have to give it a 2. I'm sorry, girl. It wasn't it.
Whatever, 5 is fine with me.
Right. So it's next.
Bigger Than the Whole Sky.
Oh. So this one's interesting because everybody thinks it's about her having a miscarriage, which was crazy. And I feel like it could have happened. And I think as feministy and cringe as Taylor is, I think she really wants to have kids. At least one. I just get that vibe from her, which totally get it, girl, you know, but she probably wants sons, like in her anti-hero video.
Yeah. What are their names? Preston and I was like, one was Preston.
Yeah, I don't remember the other one, but it's just really sad. If it is that, it's sad. I think the song does work as a breakup song too.
Yeah.
It's really, it hit me hard when I first heard it. I cried and everything. It was really extra. Yeah. But what did you think of it?
I mean, it definitely had miscarriage vibes to me, especially the whole like what could have been. You know, it's just like, because you don't really sing that way about someone you've broken up with if it wasn't like a non-starter relationship. I love the lyrics. Like everything I touch turns to ashes. Everything is like sadness. It's so dark and emotional and
doesn't she say something too about like it goes to the salt of the ocean kind of thing?
Everything it's out to sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I think you can sing it yourself as a breakup song, but I think the song itself is a miscarriage.
Yeah.
Because that's like, you know, obviously. Like
it was either her own or it was a close friend.
Possibly.
That inspired it. Yeah.
Possibly, but I feel like it could have been her own, honestly. Yeah. I don't know why, but because we don't know. That could have happened at any era. You know what I mean? Like it could have happened her whole life. And I think it's possible it did. And it's sad, but we have no idea when that would have happened. But I do believe it did. Personally, I do. Because it was just too much and too good and too real in a sense.
Yeah.
Where I think it probably was her. I just have no idea when it happened. But I have a feeling it was recent. I feel like she probably tried to have a kid with her current guy.
Yeah. That's actually interesting you say that. I do. It probably was recent because I said it reminded me most of a song that went on Evermore.
Okay.
And that was the one before this album. So
yeah,
probably around that era.
I think it definitely could have fit on Evermore.
And I gave it a 5 because it's like the only other song I gave a 5 to because it's just that good.
I give it, yeah, it's good. I'm going to give it a 4.5, but
Okay.
I do agree it's really good.
9.5 it is.
Oh my gosh, Paris.
This reminds Alex of his boyfriend.
Yeah, so I definitely, this to me is what I think my relationship will actually be like when I'm in Australia. It's not calm. It's like all like doing a bunch of stuff and bubbly and romantic and, you know, that kind of stuff and bougie, you know, and that kind of thing. And I really enjoy the fantasy aspect because this song was all about different midnights and not being able to sleep. And I've had so many nights in my life where I'm just like on fire for the possibilities of what could happen in a positive way and not in a negative way. And it's rare to find a song like that. And she sings about how they have cheap wine, they pretend it's champagne,
Yeah.
they do this, you know, it's all a fantasy. And she's writing out the plans. And this is me. Like
Mhm.
I felt like she, like, I don't know.
She
I
looked into
must
your soul.
be, yeah, I was on her same wavelength because, you know, she leaned into that four wing heavy, but that is me. Like I write plans and I do all that crazy shit all the time. And so I love the song. And plus, like you said, it's definitely a 1989 reject. And I love 1989. So
Yeah.
when you heard it, you were like, makes sense why you love it so much because it's 1989.
Yeah, it is. Well, because like
Yeah.
she was in 1989, she was still dreaming. Like this was before like reality smashed her in the face of Reputation. She was still like dreaming about things and she was still making plans. Like Welcome to New York. She had just moved to New York. She was just experiencing true big city life. And so she was probably thinking about places like Paris and Tokyo and all these like big places that she wanted to go to. Like didn't she kick off her world tour in Tokyo?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I wonder if do you think this was like a Calvin Harris song or who do you think it was about? I don't know if she was that in love with him, but
no, I don't. I think she dated Calvin Harris like as a status thing, where she's like, we look good together.
Yeah,
kind of, and he was
hot shit
taller
at the
than her.
time. He was really popular at the time too.
Yeah, I don't know if it's about anyone in particular. This could have been one of those songs that she kind of wrote about. You know, like because for example, "You Are in Love" is written about Lena Dunham and Jack Antonoff.
It could have been about a friend or something.
Yeah.
It's definitely 1989 era though.
Yeah.
So it's probably something she wrote or felt
Mhm.
in 2014 or 2013 or
Yeah.
you know, something like that. Yeah, it's so good. I love it personally. It's just very poppy. It's what I miss. I miss like bright, shining Taylor. Like I love that side of her. So I do like that. I appreciate that she gave some shout outs to people like me who miss that. So I obviously gave it a 5, but
I gave it a 3, but it could be a nice solid 8.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
High Infidelity. This one is definitely about Calvin Harris.
High Infidelity, it cringes me out so bad. Like it's high cringe to me.
You know where Taylor was?
Really,
you know where Taylor was on April 29th, Alex?
Was she with Tom?
She was with Tom Hiddleston, cheating on Calvin Harris.
Scarring. Which I don't get. Like, I don't know why she sings about like infidelity so much. It's like, girl, like, I don't know. I just don't get it. I mean, I guess because she did it.
Yeah.
But it's almost like she's proud of it or something. It's weird.
Well, she cheated on him that one time, and it made such a big impact on her because she was probably that girl who was like, I will never cheat. Mm-hmm. Cheating is wrong. And then she dated Calvin Harris and realized she didn't love him. And she's like, I have no good excuse to break up with him. He hasn't done anything horrible to me. I can't write crappy songs about him. And so I'm going to have to cheat on him to get out of this relationship.
I know, but she could have just broken up with him. She's so weird.
But then she would have been the bad guy. And it's like, it's weird because I know that she became the even bigger bad guy. Yeah. Because she could still be a victim in that sense of like, I just had to get away and I just made some bad choices.
It's so cringe. But yeah, to me, it's a cope song. Yeah. It's cope. It's I cheated, but it's your fault, which is awful. I'm like, girl, like this ain't it. I do not. Yeah. Lyrically, I don't like it. Sonically, it's actually good.
Yeah.
So I hate it when she does that.
Yeah,
What
and
did you?
she does do that. It's either one or the other sometimes.
I
It's
know.
definitely a Reputation era track. It gives
Yeah.
Getaway Car vibes and Dancing with Our Hands Tied, which are both
Yes.
about Calvin Harris, with Getaway Car being about Calvin Harris and Tom Hiddleston.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
So, what did you rate it?
a 3.
I rated it a 3 as well.
Oh, okay. That's the first time we've agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
3 is medium.
Yeah, pretty much. So, what's the next one?
Glitch.
Oh gosh, I personally don't like this one. I don't think it's a bad one, but I don't like it's probably just one of those things that I just don't personally relate to because
Mm.
like for me, call me mastermind, I guess, because I'm a fucking mastermind, but I usually can see me falling in love from 15 billion thousand miles away. So when I do fall in love, it's not shocking because it's a long, like it's not like forever, but like to fall in love with my boyfriend currently, it took me 9 months. So I could see it happening. So I don't relate to a glitch of just accidentally falling in love with somebody.
I think, see, the thing is, I've told you this before. I've never actually been in love. And so
Mhm.
I feel like I like this song a lot because this makes me think that maybe this is how I'm going to fall in love,
It's
you know?
possible.
So it's like, what? I'm in love? It's like there's a glitch in the universe. This is impossible. How is this
Yeah.
happening? Is it supposed to be super Capricorn,
Yeah, probably. Or it's very Enneagram 3
Yeah.
because you're all about, the image or things are calculated. But for me, like I said, I'm just, as a 4, I guess, I'm so involved with my own emotions and feelings that I just couldn't be shocked by something. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I understand it from that angle. And I do think that's probably how you fall in love. It probably is. She'll be like, I wasn't supposed to fall in love with you. What?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that'll be
It's going to
funny.
be a libertarian, isn't it?
I don't know about that, but you can see.
I'd be like,
Look,
no!
I'm basically, I always say I feel like I'm dating Gay Tim Pool. So, look.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Well, I know you don't like it. I gave it a 4 because I liked it a lot.
It's not that I don't like it. I'm gonna give it. I'll probably. It's just a personal thing. It's just total bias, but I have to give it a 3 just for bias. If it was unbiased, it'd be a 4 as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, what album did you think that one was?
Oh, Lover.
Lover. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Let's see why Glitch Lover, because like that was the whole thing of you think of the songs like Daylight and stuff where she was like, I thought love was red, but it's golden, and she's like surprised by what real love actually feels like. So it has that same vibe to it.
Yes, I agree. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next one is Would've, Could've, Should've. I love it. I love this song. What?
Give me back my girlhood.
So I sing this song personally to the PUFA and for my thyroid because she says I never would have danced with the devil, and I sing it, I never would have danced with the PUFA, like had I known. And so instead of singing Give Me Back My Girlhood, I say Give Me Back My Thyroid. It was mine first. But
and
it's
I think
really
it was
good.
Yeah, it is really good. And I think
Heart-wrenching.
Insider, I can't remember. I think it was Insider named it one of the top songs of the year, or like the best song of the year or something like that, which is insane because it's not even on the main album. It's a bonus track. And it's definitely a follow-up to Dear John. It's definitely about John Mayer. She's talking about being 19 and dating an older man, and
he was awful to her.
He was awful to her. And I'm like, what? He's like, I can't. I remember like when she wrote Dear John about him, and he was so butthurt. Like Jake Gyllenhaal took Red very well. That whole album was about him, calling him a terrible boyfriend. And when they asked him about it, he was like, yeah, it's bittersweet, to look back on those memories. It's great to have it encapsulated in an album. I'm like, that's a mature way of responding.
Yeah.
Especially since she basically called him so immature in the album. She writes one song about John Mayer, and he would not stop talking about how awful it was.
He probably is a narcissist.
Yeah, definitely. And like it's so just think about the Dear John lyrics, and like, like in your chess game and you're changing the rules every day kind of thing, and wondering what version I'm gonna give you on the phone tonight. And it's definitely it was an older man. He was like what 32 dating a 19-year-old. It's gross. It's like I'm 33. I cannot in my I could not imagine dating a
Yeah.
19-year-old. Insane.
No, I agree. I think when I used to sing Dear John, like I related a lot to it, like with the situation with my first love.
Yeah.
Because he was older. So I do think there is that element of it, and you just don't understand. But he wasn't that much older. I was 21, he was 28.
Yeah.
So it's definitely older, but not like crazy. Like I do think
Yeah.
32 to 19 is kind of scarring. I think that's
Yeah.
really bad. But it was just like some of the things like that she wrote where she's like, I love Dear John. I do like that song just because of some of the way she writes it. It's so accurate. Like how she said, like, I paint you a blue sky and you turn it to rain or something. I don't know. Just a lot of the kind of things are like you said, it's like you change the game, like, or whatever.
Yeah.
I totally can relate to that. And I think this song, I didn't realize she was so hurt about it still. I think that's what shocked me. So it must have been really bad. It was probably way worse than anything I've been through, but
yeah,
it was bad. But it's sad. It's a sad song. It's really good though, honestly.
Well, I bet she probably had one of her first like major experiences with him. Like, who knows, it was like the full experience or something, but it was enough to say, like, give me back my girlhood. Yeah. Where she felt like she was probably manipulated in some way to handing something over.
Yes. So one, it's interesting too, because it almost seems like it made her gave her a crisis of faith. You know, I think that's probably why she's not Christian anymore, which is interesting.
Well, we don't know that for sure. It's just that's speculation.
She says she is, but I doubt it. Yeah. I'm like, girl, you're just new age. But I don't know. But that's what I think anyways. But she said, like, I used to just pray and I was good and I could have been one of the righteous and I could have done this. But I think she was one of the ones where she really felt like, because this is my speculation, because she lost her virginity, she felt like she wasn't pure anymore. So she probably really believed in that. And with that being gone, then she just said, oh, I'm just going to hoe it up. That's what I think personally.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if she did that with, if you're going to get a little personal, I don't know if she did that with John Mayer, because remember, she came out and said that the red scarf was a metaphor for something.
Ooh, well then,
yeah, she like in an interview, she literally said she's like it's a metaphor. I'm gonna stop talking, and then everybody laughed, and we all know what the red scarf is about. So that's about Jake Gyllenhaal. So it could have been a sexual experience or something with John Mayer, which we're all speculation here. But I don't know if it was full on, or if it was, it wasn't. How do I say that? I'm trying to think of a way to put this. So I'm not saying not that it was consensual, but maybe it was like she wasn't fully on board, and he took it a little too far. You know,
or looking back, she doesn't feel like it was.
Yeah, like she felt like she manipulated. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
And I said here in my notes that it reminds me of the Demi Lovato song 29. Because when she was 17, she dated a 29-year-old, another famous guy who was famous for dating really young pop stars. He dated Mandy Moore. He dated like Lindsay Lohan. And Mandy Moore is like the one person who survived to not become messed up. And he dated Lindsay Lohan, and that was creepy. He started dating her when she was like 17. Oh. And then he dated, after Lindsay Lohan, he dated Demi Lovato. And I think it was like Wilmer Valderrama or something. Valderrama. I can't say his name very well. And she used to make, I remember reading interviews where people would ask her about it. And she's like, oh yeah, I pursued him. And oh yeah, I just blah, blah, blah. And in the song, she's like, she sings about, she's like 17, 29. She's like, now that I'm 29 and I know 17-year-olds, I know for a fact there's no way they could actively pursue me. I have all the power. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. So creepy. I think that this song was tough to hear, but also really good. And I don't know, maybe you're right. Maybe she didn't have anything like that happen, but I think when she said, give me back my girlhood, she meant something. So there was something that happened. Yeah. It could just be that she was traumatized by him, that she didn't feel like she was innocent anymore after being with him. But she did love it at the same time. So it's I do feel like she does take a bit of blame in this song too. Yeah. Which I do appreciate from her, because you're right, it is rare. but it's what makes it all the more gut wrenching because she was 19. So it's like even if she did have blame, it's like she was so young. You know, it's
Yeah.
sad. It's a sad song. It's really
Yeah.
good though.
And she dated Jake Gyllenhaal like right after, like when
Yeah.
she like when she was 19 as well. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
like I feel like he was basically like her rebound,
Yeah.
and then she became hardcore in love with him.
So she kind of does, no offense, but it seems like she does the monkey branch thing.
What does that
That's
mean?
where you, when you break up with one guy, you got to go to another guy.
Oh yeah.
She has a bit
Well,
of that. She did stay single for quite a while though. So she's not complete monkey brancher, but she seems to need a guy to get out of a relationship, which is
well,
weird.
maybe it was John Mayer to Taylor Lautner to him. And it's
Yeah.
not like I say, I'm not on the conspiracy board of Taylor Swift has a ton of boyfriends. I knew a lot of girls who dated as much as she did, you know, and it's not like she went like dated him for a week and bounced another guy and
Yeah.
dating for a week. She had relationships with them for a while. It's just it was in the public. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not like Taylor's a whore party or anything.
I'm a little bit of that. I mean, I don't think that she's just total hoe. Like, I don't see her doing one night stands, but I
Yeah.
do think she's a serial monogamous. Like,
Yeah.
she's serially monogamous, and I think she struggled with being single at that age.
Yeah.
And then she also, Calvin Harris, post Calvin Harris, she did not want to be single. So I think she monkey brunched again. Like, she kind of went back into that pattern.
Well, remember, like during 1989, like for the year and a half prior there, she wasn't dating anyone, and halfway through 1989 era, she was talking about how much she loved being single, and then Calvin Harris really, really wanted to date her. Like he said, he pursued her, and so like, so she was like single for like a year and a half, and then she started dating him. So she actually did take some time off, and guess what happened? She created 1989.
She created it?
Yeah, she created 1989. I'm saying like her being single gave us 1989.
It's great.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Calvin Harris strikes me as somebody who wants a traditional relationship, and she didn't like that at all, which is fine. She doesn't have to have one, but it was just interesting. But yeah, I don't know. She does that. She kind of monkey wrenched for a bit. Maybe when she's flustered or going through a crisis, she like needs a guy, you know, which I can understand that. But now she's been with her man forever. So anyways.
Yeah.
So what do you rate?
4.
4. Okay. This is a 4.5 for me. This one was good.
Yeah, it's good. I think it's just like, I thought the music could be better. The lyrics are definitely a 5.
Yeah.
Music,
I can see what you mean.
Little too Jack Antonoff, he needed a bit of a bump.
Okay.
That was the only thing that kept it down for me. And then the Jack Antonoff is good. He has his vibe. Like, I love August. I love Out of the Woods. Yeah. It's just that sometimes he gets a little too mellow. And I want it to, like, build and...
Too hypo.
Yeah.
So what did you think of Dear Reader?
I didn't like it.
I don't either. I hate it. Hate it. I think it's the worst closer she's ever had. I can't even think of a worse closer. Like, do you think there's any closer that has been worse than this?
Well, let's go through them real quick. What's the closer for The View? Can't remember.
I don't know. That one I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know Fearless or Debut. But you're supposed to be Miss Turbo Swiftie.
I'm sorry, because here's the problem: is that I'm thinking of the. I always think of the albums in terms of the bonus tracks.
Oh, okay.
And so it's like hard to remember what songs come last when you have like the bonus tracks. And like I think about the original album, so track listing. Our Song, I hate that song so much.
It's a little bit cringe,
but it's still better than this one. I mean, it's just not a song I've always been like a fan of. Fearless album, The View. Say Fearless album, or the original one, because this one has like the platinum version has like a ton of bonus songs on it. Let's just go with the track listings. Okay, Change. So.
It wasn't the worst.
It wasn't the worst.
I like Change.
Speak Now.
Speak Now, it's Long Live. Great.
Oh, Long Live's good. That's
Really
good.
good closer.
Yeah.
Amazing closer, actually. Red was Begin Again. Loved
I
it.
love that one.
Love it.
1989 was
New
clean.
Romantics.
No, that's the bonus version. We're talking about the
Oh.
regular. It was clean, and clean's great.
Clean is great. Yes.
Yeah. Reputation, New Year's Day, awesome.
It's good.
Lover, I like Daddy Light a lot.
It's good. Not a bad one, yeah.
Then Not Counting the Lakes on Folklore, it's Hoax. Hoax is pretty good.
Hoax is okay. It's just a meh.
Evermore? What's Evermore again?
Evermore, I know the bonus, It's Time to Go, but I think Evermore, it's Evermore, which I don't know why, but I have never heard that song. I feel like I've never actually listened to the whole song.
I've listened to it for sure. Yeah, it's definitely Evermore. It was good for sure.
It's a decent song, but Dear Reader, I'm like, nah.
No, it's not it.
Hate. No, I think it's really disgusting. Like, she basically says that she's a loser and that she hates her life and that she's alone and that she doesn't have anything together. And I'm just like, ew, like, I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, then girl, please get it together, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I gave it a 2.
I give it like a 2. I agree. It's not the worst.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of, I don't know. It was uninspiring. That's what I'd say.
Hits different. Oh, sorry. I forgot to say, Dear Reader, definitely a Red Taylor's version reject.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got to say that. Because it's very, what do we say?
It's current, but it has the Red vibe, which
exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Very, yeah. Hits different. It's not on streaming. Alex hasn't listened to it yet. I listened to a cover.
Different.
Yeah. The lyrics remind me of Fearless era. I made a note of that when I first heard it because I just feel like it's very much like my friends are telling me to like guys are stupid kind of vibe. And that seems very high school, which is Fearless.
I just hate. Okay, I have to do a mini rant.
Yeah.
I don't like how Taylor likes to inflate her album sales by selling 15 billion different album versions. It is cringe, Taylor. It's so obvious what you're doing to anybody with the brain. And she doesn't want to accept that she's not as relevant as she used to be, which honestly, it's because of your politics, girl. I'm just going to call you out full out. Your politics shot it in the foot, period. On top of that, I'm just keeping it 100. It totally did. It like totally fractured her audience. She lost a lot of people after that. I used to look on her iTunes comments and people would just say, oh, I hate her politics. She's so awful, blah, blah, blah. Totally a bad move, girl. Horrible. Yeah. Other than that, I would say she's lost relevancy after that. Also, her work went down. 1989 was at a certain caliber. If she would have went from 1989 to Folklore to something even better, she would have just been soaring. That's not what happened. You had Reputation, which was good for what it was, but it was not like the best thing ever. You know what I'm saying?
If you go by sales and charting, it doesn't match up with what you're saying. That's just to play devil's advocate here. Because Midnight's is her highest selling album. And to be fair, it was like a concept album and she was only selling one version before release. So she was selling then there was of course the Target version and the 3 a.m. version came out. So I guess that's never mind. Sorry, it's 3 versions. Sorry, I was wrong. But it still sold 1.5 million copies in the first week.
It sells a lot,
yeah.
But because she cheats the game, which she did that a lot. She did that with Reputation too, because she didn't allow it to be streamed. Mm-hmm. And then when it first came out, she didn't allow it on Apple Music. I remember everything.
Yeah, I know. But what I'm saying with Midnight's is that it's still charting really high. Because you look at like Reputation and Lover, those ones, they had one like number one hit with Reputation, and then you got two number 2 hits with Lover. It's like, they sold a lot of albums, but the songs didn't chart, whereas Anti-Hero's been atop of the charts for the last 9 weeks.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I definitely think it's better in terms of charting, but I'm talking album sales, it's inflated. That's all I'm saying, because Reputation, she didn't allow streaming, so you had to buy it, and if you bought more albums, you would go up in the concert line ticket thing because she had that boost thing.
Yeah.
So that's a scam. Then with Lover, she had 4 versions of it because they had different journals in it. I mean, I'm just saying she's reselling.
Yeah. Well, she knows how to make money and sell. Here's the thing,
It's
people
fine.
still
It's
have to
just it
buy those
inflates.
things though.
Yeah,
And if
it
you look at
inflates the number.
relevancy
That's all.
compared to other artists, and other artists do similar things, she still beats them.
No, I'm not going to take that away from her, but
Yeah.
what I am saying is that the album sales are still inflated. When you
Mhm.
compare it to somebody like Machine Gun Kelly, for example, he had one album. That was
Mhm.
it, you know, and he still charted super high and had all this stuff going on. She's less relevant now, and that's okay. Like, you're never going to be 1989 Taylor forever. Like, that 2015 is the year of Taylor, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
like,
I do think Taylor, I
yeah,
think 1989 was her peak. I don't think she's less relevant because, and here's the thing, I think 2015, it was harder to compete. There was a lot more
yes,
pop going on.
that's true.
Pop is much different today. It's so much different today. And so she's able to stay relevant, in my opinion, because she's not, it's kind of like gymnasts competing in the 1960s when they're just doing cartwheels and stuff versus a 1960s gymnast competing against like a 2022 gymnast.
Hmm.
It's kind of like back in 2015, they were like modern gymnasts, and today it's like Taylor's still a modern gymnast, but she's competing
Yeah,
against
I
1960s
agree.
gymnasts.
There's less competition for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, and I do agree with that. I do think she's highly relevant.
yeah.
I just don't think, you know, in terms of organic album sales,
Mhm.
I don't think that it's, you know, I think she does this for a reason. She feels insecure. So there's something to be insecure about.
Yeah,
She just needs to chill.
yeah,
Like, it doesn't matter, but I just don't
yeah.
personally like that aspect of her. I
Well,
don't
think
like that
like
she has
Folklore and
friends.
Evermore were significantly higher quality albums, but they didn't sell as much because they were very niche market.
Yes.
But Folklore still won album of the year because it was literally
It
the best
deserved
album of
it,
the year.
yeah. Well, and there was
Yeah,
less competition as well, but
yeah.
I do
Well,
think
COVID
it
era.
was great.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, because COVID era. But like
Yeah,
at the same time, it was still like it
amazing.
was her best album of all
Yes.
time, you know. And so, um, but it didn't sell as much despite her having like 8 versions.
Right, but I think
Yeah,
at a certain point, it's like she's already made a bunch of sales, you know?
yeah,
So, I just think it's kinda cringe when she
yeah.
does that because I don't think a lot of her fans have tons of money, you know? It's like, I don't
Mhm.
know, I don't like it.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's
something I
annoying
don't.
too. I definitely think it's annoying too. I
Yeah,
just don't agree it's because she's less relevant. I just think that I just think I do agree with the whole insecure thing though.
yeah.
I do think she's insecure and so she wants to feel like she's selling a lot. Whereas it's just you don't sell a lot of albums these days because album bundling with concert ticket sales is no longer allowed.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's they stopped letting it be allowed in that you could still merch bundle in with the Lover era. And so I accidentally bought like
Mm.
3 Lover albums because I didn't realize that it was like for every merch thing you bought, the Lover album was attached, and that there was actually a cheaper version of that same product, like on the website. And they
Wait,
made it
that's
illegal
hilarious.
after that year.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was
It's a way to cheat it.
yeah, because in technically she did it illegally because other artists got in trouble for doing illegally, where it had a very small print that says this product is available without the album for a smaller price, whatever.
Oh,
I just didn't see
wow.
it, and so I have bought her album like
Well, you're not
maybe
the
three.
only one,
Yeah, so
but yeah.
it was annoying. I spent more money than
Well,
I
yeah.
wanted to.
And that's how I feel about Hits Different, so
Mhm.
I haven't
Yeah,
heard it, so I give it a 0, and I'm just
it. I wasn't impressed when I heard it.
Okay,
People
see,
love
right.
it. People love it. They're like, "Did I put it on streaming?" And I'm like, so I'm not going to listen
Well,
to it on
I mean,
streaming.
people can love it if they want, but
Yeah,
that was my little mini rant on her. I
yeah,
still love her. I still consider myself a Swiftie for sure,
yeah,
but I call myself a reluctant Swiftie. Like, I almost wish I didn't love her, but I do. But that should make her feel good because
yeah.
I actively don't want to, but I'm forced to
That's
because you're
hilarious.
that great.
I
So take
love
it as a
Taylor
flex,
Swift.
Taylor.
I have no problem being a Swiftie. I don't care about her politics. Doesn't bother me. Her music's
It's not
good.
necessarily that I care about the politics. It's just that it's I don't know. It's a lot of things. It's like her as a person. I struggle with her.
Yeah.
Like I mean I really like a lot of her, but I also there's a lot
You
I
would
see
like
I
her
see
more
good
if she just
too.
embraced evil Taylor more.
I just want her to be real. I think if
Yeah.
she was real, I'd like her more. I don't like
Yeah.
the fake, like fake nice, like I don't really like that. I know she's mean. I know
Yeah.
she is. I wouldn't like her if she wasn't, because I am too.
Yeah.
So it's like, stop trying to act like you don't have that toxicity, the ambition, all these different things. Like, you have that. That's what I like. That's why I like her. Like, I
Yeah.
sit here, you know me. I listen to Look What You Made Me Do all the time, because I love the hate, rage, clout, climbing the ladder moment. I love it. But it's like, and I do love her work, but her as a person, it's a struggle. So it's like, I think on a personal side, I don't I don't necessarily love her that much, but
Yeah.
work-wise, I love her work. And I
Yeah.
do still love her as a person, but it's like conflicted. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. It's
Well,
toxic.
you just like her if she was just more true to herself, and then you would,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
a honest, good criticism. I gave the Hits Different a 2.
Okay. Well, I haven't heard it, so I won't rate it. So I guess it
Yeah.
got a 2.
Yeah. Okay. Album overall. Final thoughts.
I think it's similar to Lover. I think there's hits and misses. We have different takes on Lover,
Yeah.
but I think it's probably similar in that line. I do agree. Like, you told me once that you liked it better than Lover, or you felt that it was better than Lover. I do think it probably is.
Because it's tightened. Lover was bloated.
Mhm.
This one,
Yeah.
she cut out most of the bloat and she put it on the 3 a.m. tracks.
Yes, I agree. And I think too, I think it's slightly better. I
Yeah.
still think it's a step back massively from Folklore and Evermore. Those were brilliant.
Yeah.
And so it's sometimes with Taylor, it's not that the album isn't good, it's that it's not good compared to what she did before. And the same
Yeah.
happened with Reputation.
For
Because
sure.
1989 was
Yeah.
great.
I mean, I love Reputation though. I
I do
love
too. It's a
Reputation.
really good album, and I can
Yeah.
really appreciate it now that I've had moments in my life, maybe especially being on YouTube and stuff. It really is accurate, but I couldn't relate to it as much at the time. So I just feel like I kind of slept on it then.
Yeah.
But I think everybody kind of did, so it wasn't just me.
Yeah. And
It's underappreciated.
yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, definitely, as you said, like, I like it better than Lover. It's less bloated. I think she could have put Paris and, let's see, Paris, it woulda, coulda, shoulda, and should have been on the main album. And then she should have taken off Labyrinth, kick that one off. Don't need it. Oh, Glitch needs to be on it. Glitch should have been the closer. For sure.
Glitch would have been good, yeah.
Take Mastermind off, take off Labyrinth, and take off Sweet Nothing, and replace it with Paris, Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda, and Glitch.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, and then would
You're
be
better with, you probably would be better with the sales maybe, but she sold fine, I guess.
Yeah.
But
oh, she sold this the best selling album she's had for like
yeah,
for
well,
the amount of time. Yeah.
The thing with her is she's gonna sell anyways. I
Yeah.
think she just has a certain amount of clout that it's just gonna sell. Like, one time, remember, she posted Static or whatever, and then it ended up #1.
Yeah, but it is harder to hit 1 million albums because of streaming. So she's doing really good. But anyways, I do enjoy the album. I listen to it. Like I said, I typically get to Labyrinth and then I start the album over again.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I skip to Glitch or Paris. There's a couple songs I do skip. But I think like the first like 8 are really solid.
Yeah, I do. Overall, I like the album. I got the ornament. I changed my mind. She kept me as a Swiftie. She got me with Maroon.
Yeah.
So I'm still a Swiftie. But like I said, I'm a Swiftie with criticism, which is fine. I'm not like a crazy Gen Z Swiftie. But I think it's overall, I'm happy she put it out. I've had a lot of fun with it. I love Antihero. I love Maroon, it has its moments where I love it. So I'm happy she put it out in the end.
Yeah, for sure. It was fun. And we get songs like You're on Your Own Kid and Midnight Hypo, and really fits us. And so let's give like the album a final rating. And we can give our own ratings out of 10. And out of 10, I give this album a solid 7.
I think for me, I might have to agree. A 7.
Yeah. Feels right.
It does.
Yeah.
It hits different. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I think it does hit different. I would say the album in
Yeah.
general hits different for sure.
Yeah. Because I think about, I'm like, Folklore, 10 out of 10, 1989. I give it 9 out of 10, but I could see it being a 10 out of 10. Same thing with Red, 9 or 10 out of 10. And then like Lover, 6 out of 10, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so this one's like
I
a
would
7.
agree.
It's better than Lover, but not nearly as
Not by
good.
much. I would agree with 9 for, well, I don't know. If you include the deluxe, then I'd have to give 1989 a 10.
Oh, yeah.
The
New
deluxe is
Romantics. Once you put
brilliant.
New Romantics in there, it's a whole other ballgame.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I agree with just the album itself. It would be a 9.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, she's good. I mean, I do love her music. I do. I think I would like her, but I don't know. I think she'd hate me. I feel like she would hate me, and I feel like I would get irritated with her. So, you know, I just don't think
Yeah.
it would work out between us, Taylor. Like, even as friends, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but that's okay.
I really hope I get chosen to meet her at the concert.
Oh my God. We need
I
to
would
go together and
die.
meet her
I know.
together. I would die. That would kill me.
Yeah.
I would die if
I
I
would
went
die.
to meet
I would
her.
die.
I forgot what I was gonna say to her if I met her.
You were gonna tell her to like be Evil Taylor or something.
Oh yes, I was gonna tell her
Yeah.
that I love Evil Taylor. That's what I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah. And I love Evil Taylor
I
too.
understand. And I would just say something to the effect of like, I don't know. I just want her to be herself.
Yeah. We would
That's
be real
probably
with
what I
her.
would tell her.
I think that makes us real fans who care because we don't just enable or yes man her. If we were to
Yes.
know her, we would be like real with her, you know? So
I love it when she's genuine. Like
Yes.
when there's this video where she sings The Archer and she does a speech before The Archer and she's so genuine and heartfelt. It like almost makes me cry. Like when she's being real,
yeah.
I'm like, girl, like I totally get it, you know, and I love her. But the fake Taylor, not into it.
Yeah.
Don't like it. Don't like
Oh.
fake nice Taylor either. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is
Well,
fun.
Seems like we've come to a close.
Hopefully
I
that
want
was
to
mean enough for Caleb.
Yeah.
Probably not, but
probably not. He left, I think. But it's late. But yeah, anyways, I had a great time. I want to plug my channel really quick. Lisa King.
Yes.
I will put it in the description box, or Alex will later. And just, it's, you know, I talk about a lot of similar things that Alex talks about on his main channel with weight loss and such. Although, like I said, mine's way more girly. I do a lot of like clothing and makeup stuff, but it's all in the same vein of, you know, personal responsibility and health. And please follow me if you so choose.
Yes, please do follow Lisa.
Yeah.
This is not the last time. We'll do this again, but this is really fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if there's any new Swifties coming in, you can leave your hate below. I get it. Whatever. You hate me.
It's cool. But yeah. I don't hate you, Alex.
I know. Anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your whatever, and we'll see you again later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.